And what am I
I
drinking?
think we're good.
Stanley Park Summer
So
Ale.
winter ale.
Winter ale.
It's the last two that they had. It's all right.
It's not the normal winter ale.
It's not as good as
It used to be.
it used to, but it's fine. It's fine.
Mm.
Yeah, it's all right. It's got some flavor to it. I haven't turned that one on yet, so it's just this one. I'm gonna go grab my tablet so that I don't have to look at my phone. I'm just gonna check audio. See if we're running. Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a deep voice. Like David, right? A really nice deep voice.
He has a pretty deep voice, that's true.
Yeah. It's a lovely voice. Should narrate songs.
I'm just making sure. Oh yeah, that's going.
Yeah. Okay.
You could narrate some stuff for sure.
Yeah. I think so. I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's got a lovely voice.
Mm-hmm. So maybe what I'll do is
Bob. Your Bob animation. You can tickle. That's crazy. How long did that take you to make? So,
the tickle one.
yeah.
He punches him in the gut.
Yeah. I want to place this upwards. I don't know if
Do you
it'll
want a
stay.
little piece of wood?
Oh, a rock or something.
I'm gonna use my glass piece.
No, it's all good. I'll lean it up like that. Now, hopefully, that'll pick up you guys. So, one of us is in the left and one of us is in the right for everybody. The truck's got a bunch of ash in it. Let the sky.
That's why
Let it open.
I close the sunroof when I'm here.
Do you?
Yeah. I just
Because
pop-
Jen starts fires and gets.
Oh, the sun, like actually in the truck. I
There's
thought you had
ash in the truck.
in the
yeah.
back.
No, I have flowers and all kinds of stuff. in
Yeah,
my truck.
non-gen related thing.
Yeah.
Not my fault.
All right. It's going to be a fireside chat. We're going to need something to look at here. All right. David has burnt his manual for his old vehicle. He says, I'm burning at a fireside chat one day. No problem. Let's do it. It's good. David had a Buick. Can I tell him? Do you care?
Oh, no, go ahead.
He had a Buick that was what, from 1970?
86.
86. It was old.
78.
It was old. It's like, it's one of those things. I used to make jokes. He needed parts. I said, well, you're going to have to go assassinate some little old lady then, because they still, that's the only people that still own them. And so it's good fun. It was good fun. We had a lot of fun. But it's gone. He got himself a truck.
Mother's car.
It was his mother's car. That's right. Yeah.
So a little old lady.
But a great car. Very reliable. Got you all over the place. Good on gas. Comfortable.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It was a great car. I mean, for it to last that long without any real problems, it's fantastic.
Until it became a problem.
Until it became a problem, and then he's like, well, truck it is. Okay, well, let's let some of that burn away and get some air down into the coals in a bit here. Once that burns out, we'll say hello to everybody who is possibly, 20 people. Oh, it's the end of the evening. Sun's nice, a little bright. Hard to look that way, but look at him here. Look at him looking at us. You guys have to see this guy. He's feeling a little sorry for himself here because he's been given a 1-inch bag because he's not done his 1.5. So I put in a big, huge 1-inch right there, if you can see it. And so he's feeling rather sorry for himself because he's not quite got that. But it's okay. It's a little early to top up his 1.5, and he hasn't emptied it anyways. So he stares at us and nickers, right? Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, does that.
Grab these chairs.
And
Hello?
so he's been yelling at us about 20 minutes and hoping for a handout. He's a beggar. He's a professional beggar. What a surprise. So, anyways, it's a beautiful evening. So we got David and Jen. Everybody knows, or should know.
David's first, though.
I don't know if, let's see what everybody's got to say. Let's see who's here. Let's say, oh,
First.
Yay!
David, David's first
Yeah.
Fireside.
I thought you were saying Dave has
He's
to talk.
Oh,
first.
no. I
He's
meant
up
it's your
first to
very
talking.
first
It is.
Fireside. Yeah.
But I thought you,
I've
People have
joined
been
you
asking for you.
virtually many times.
I know. Well, I remember years ago, you'd be, oh, I'm in Vancouver. We're like, come down.
That's a
And now
long
you're
drive.
here. Yeah. Well, yeah, true.
Not so much now.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's been a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
This is year 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were probably part of a few firesides, because I remember when Wendy and Isis were here and you were remote, and we were like, well, you're only in Vancouver. What seems to be the problem?
Come on
I remember
down.
that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that
He was
too.
on
Yeah.
lots of Fireside chats with us.
So now you're finally here.
Yeah.
This is it. You're on the internet.
Woo.
Carla was here first. She says she hasn't got to see a live stream in a while. Can't wait to see what you have to announce. Do we have anything to announce?
Do we have any? I was like, is she announcing something?
We should announce something. Let's announce something.
That's on you.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
Okay.
Missy's here. She says, yeah, he's still awake. Maureen's here. Hello, Maureen and Tina and Olives.
I recognize all those names.
Patty O'Brien's here. I can almost smell the campfire. Can you? Because it is rather smoky. Let's get some air in here and get this thing. We've already been burning, or actually Jen's been burning a big pile of slash that we had. So that got cleaned up nicely. And now it's time to get to the firewood that we've been chopping over the last couple of weeks, because there were a few dead trees at the back that were begging to be taken down due to them being dead, and we didn't want them falling on anybody. Come on, get up there or around there. There's another one down here I kind of want to pick up, but I like my fingers, so
I like
I don't want to pick it up yet.
There's 2 different logs and scoop it up.
That's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
Scoop it up.
Giant
That's what else?
chopstick.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Ashes all over the place. And a lot of charcoal. A lot of charcoal. We could barbecue on this to be perfect if we were hungry, but we're not. Not hungry at all.
I thought of snacks that you could put on a fire, but I've seen how raging the fires get.
That's it. He's so out of control.
Yeah, a little bit of pyro.
Yeah, when he was working on the computer stuff, it was
Oh yeah, you were asking how long it took me to do the bob thing.
Yeah.
Each one of the bob things, I don't know how many people, how many are here? 24. I don't know how many people have seen the bob videos yet. Dave asked me earlier how long it took me to do one of my bob videos, and it was, which one was it? The tickling one?
Tickling one. I think it's 11 seconds.
About an hour and a half.
Wow.
But it rendered for 4 hours. It took the computer 4 hours to pump that out to something viewable. But about an hour and a half to make that one. It wasn't bad.
I like the shoulder heaving, sort of giggle, giggle, giggle.
yeah.
He's laughing,
that's
right?
What I like too.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really fun.
Good time.
Yep. Okay, so Patty's here. Yep. Catherine's here. Hello. Star is here, which is Brian. Hello, Brian. All the way from Florida. Ida's here. Hello, Ida. Dee Dee David's here. Hello. Everybody's saying hello. Carla says hello to Jen and David.
Hello.
I'm a G-Ma is here. Jealous of the campfire. It's nice. It's a really nice feature. I mean, we've got plenty. A lot of stuff to burn. There is a, as I showed earlier a little bit, just a huge pile here and then a ton that we chopped. So, Missy says this is her first fireside chat. Really?
Oh wow.
Missy, really? I'm surprised.
I'm surprised too. I feel like she's
everywhere
been.
else.
I feel like she's been in a fireside. Oh well, welcome to your first fireside.
Yay! Another first.
Cheers to
Brian's first as well. He's from Florida. He's usually just an asterisk. How did you even get that YouTube name?
I've
How would you
seen
get an
that.
asterisk
I've
as your
seen the
name?
asterisk.
That's amazing. You figured that would have been taken. Well, now it is, I guess. Angel Johnson's here. Off topic. Who do you think is a bigger star, Whitney Houston or Michael Jackson? Sometimes we get the oddest questions that come in. All right, I'll bite. Michael Jackson for sure.
I
I'd say
concur.
Michael Jackson, yeah.
There you go. Brenda's here. Hello, Brenda. L.M. Otterson. Always good to use what you have with the price of wood and lumber going up. It is true. I won't be building anything for a little while based on the fact that lumber is incredibly expensive right now. So all the lumber that I've got saved up in bits and pieces is what's getting used for fixes or small builds and stuff like that. As for firewood and stuff, this is literally just free from the forest because there were 4. How tall were those guys? 80 feet or so? 60 to 80 feet for sure. They're big. Trees that were about this big round, so a lot of firewood. He's struggling, poor guy. He's pawing away at the hay bag, trying to figure it out, which is good, it's normal. Actually, I should bring up a quick safety tip for anybody trying to get their horses into hay bags, is a lot of times they will paw. So if they're shod, you don't want to give hay bags. Or you take shoes off, one or the other. You can try to put them up high, but you'll end up with respiratory problems. So you want them low, so they keep their head low. But anyways, they'll paw. So when you tie them, you hook them somewhere, you want to hook them up, put the hook part high, or the rope high. We had one horse here who lifted their hoof so high, they actually got it through the loop and pulled down the whole back of the shelter. Like the backing, not the shelter itself. Shelter was fine, but they broke the back of the paddock, or shelter. So
Just panicking from being caught, trapped.
Well, it probably got its hoof stuck, and it was like, "Hey, I want it back," and then just pulled back, and then just broke it. I mean, it's 1,000 pounds of easy plus muscle. I imagine a horse can probably put in a few 100 pounds on top of their weight of pullback pressure, maybe. So yeah, it just broke the whole back of the shelter and had to replace it, which is fine.
I know they can chew through those. Can they get through it with their hooves if they were aggressive enough?
No, a barefoot horse, there's nothing sharp on their hooves,
So
unless you didn't do anything, like you didn't trim them or something, or if they didn't walk around and just shave them down and round. You've seen them on yoke where they're rounded.
Yeah.
And so it's like taking your fingers and just kind of going like that, unless you had some kind of sharp nails. It's not effective at all. So now he's gone back to his 1.5 inch bag. This is good. It's happening. Okay, somebody said, "What are we drinking?" And Tina says, "Are you three actually socially distanced?" We happen to be this far apart, but we're all in we're in the same bubble. Yeah.
We're all in the same bubble.
Yeah. So
In life and
we happen to be.
Fireside
But
chats.
we are also socially responsible enough to be both.
Yeah, it's true.
Pretty
Yeah.
close to 6 feet,
Yeah,
I think.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but we happen to have tables to hold our
Yeah.
snacks. Where did snacks go?
That happened. I was very smart. I very purposely made sure.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh,
Because I figured some people might be concerned.
Yeah.
Worried.
That's good.
It's fine.
So while we don't have to be, we are.
That's
It looks good. But
I don't think it's pretty big.
yeah. Let's see. Bonnie's here. Hello, Bonnie from Cleveland, Ohio. Oh yeah, of course. Missy says she's watched them after the fact, but I still think that Missy's been part of. Anyway, they can't have it on, so.
Calling you a liar.
You're not telling the truth. A weird thing to lie about. L.A. Moderson says from New York. I think I remember that, but it says Finger Lakes region. I've been to New York, but only the city.
I've never been.
Never been?
Wanted to go.
But everybody who's been to New York City says you've got to get to New York
People
City.
don't like it at all.
I didn't like New York. Sorry. Didn't like it. It's
I don't
dirty.
know. I would.
Dirty, messy, filled with graffiti, garbage everywhere.
I know so many people that love love it. They
I'm not
take
really
their
a big
kids
fan of
every year.
Toronto when I think of
Really?
New York City
Very
as
similar.
Toronto times 100.
Yeah. So you might not love it either.
I didn't like Toronto.
Yeah.
I don't like Toronto.
No.
Toronto was fun as a tourist for a couple
Yeah.
of days.
Yep, that's about it.
But I would not. Yeah.
I
For
wouldn't live
anybody
there.
who's
And it's fine, but that's probably because we're just so spoiled here, BC.
yeah.
I mean, this is what we live in. We live in a forest, beautiful air, and weather's pretty good other than
Even living downtown Vancouver,
rain.
there's so much green space down there. It's nothing.
there is a lot of green space.
Yeah, there is.
Like
It's
Toronto.
true. Yeah. Really? Nothing
Yeah,
like that.
Toronto's a lot more concrete, isn't it? Would
That's
you
all I
say?
remember. Toronto. You look up and all you see is concrete towers, gray.
There's a lot. I mean,
And
it's
glass.
it's nothing close to Tokyo.
Never been.
Yeah, Tokyo was just
I've been there
concrete
either,
world.
yeah.
There's anything that I mean, they had a few parks, all very well manicured. Like there was nothing that ran wild or rampant of any sorts. You really had to get out into the country to get to any part of that. But the city itself was just cement all over the place. Gma says, "What are we drinking? What are we
Wine.
drinking? Jenny's got wine.
Yeah.
I've got wheat pop. I think
I've
David
got
has
wheat pop and
David has wheat
Pepsi
pop.
And
pop,
pop.
and-
as a
and
chaser.
Pepsi
Yeah.
pop.
Chaser.
A chaser.
I
for his
love
wheat
it.
pop. That's how that works.
And the
Uh,
snacks are inside.
Yeah, you got
Snacks
the
inside.
real drinking terms. The chaser. I have a chaser of water.
Carlos says, I read the Fireside announcement as you were going to have an announcement during the Fireside. It was an announcement of the Fireside, but, you know, I'm sure we could announce something. I don't know. Let me think. I'll keep thinking. I'll put it in the back of my brain somewhere. It's a good one. I like it.
Find something to announce.
Olives wants to talk about David's archery. I will talk about that. Actually, no problem. David is fantastic. That guy's the fastest learner I've ever had.
On the ground. I've never done it
No,
on the
you
back of a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she only said archery, not horseback archery.
Okay. Yes.
No,
For those who don't know, it's never been on the back of a horse.
it's not much different. You just got to control the horse. Yeah, David's archer. I think we probably put it in a video somewhere.
I was in
imagine that's why she's
the
asking.
background, I think, once,
Yeah.
and I was popping them off pretty good.
Yeah, David's
Even by
accurate.
my
It's good.
standards.
Yeah, it's quite good.
That's it.
It was good.
Popping them out.
I couldn't think of it.
No, it's perfect.
Oh, Brian says he has no idea how he got the asterisk, but every time he puts the name Brian in, it won't take it. Yeah, probably because like a million other people have. But you have to have an original name,
You
right?
have to enter asterisks to create a profile name. Like you would have to enter asterisks.
I don't know if asterisk, you'd have to have put it in. I don't know. It's cool, man. I think it's funny.
You could
Yeah.
probably sell that.
You could probably put asterisk Brian asterisk. You know, that might work if you were so keen, if you cared. I mean, who cares? Okay, Penny says, wondering about David's journey with Yoka. Any surprises? She also says, Jen, so good to see you again.
Yay.
Everybody says hi, Penny. Hi, Missy. Well, Penny says hi to Missy. Mrs. You guys are cute. Missy says, maybe I am a liar. Penny says, Finger Lakes is a gorgeous area, very different from New York City. Cold in the winter, though. Yeah, it sounds like here. Because they're south of us anyways. It's got to be a little warmer than here. Or actually, no, New York kind of comes up, though, doesn't it? Doesn't the border come up a little bit
I
from
think
BC, or
some
does it go
parts of
down?
Ontario must be
I'm no good.
even more south than New York City. I think. Maybe Missy was drinking oat pop one
I know,
night
exactly.
during a fireside chat. I just can't remember from all the
Missy
oat
was
pop.
Yeah.
drinking special pop. Yeah, she forgot. We got that figured out. Thank goodness. Ida says Toronto's great. Toronto's a city within a park. That's a good way to put it. It's true. Toronto's surrounded by woods. Yeah. Canada is 3/4 woods anyways.
I lived in Montreal. I like Montreal.
Haven't seen the cool
I
parts,
like
she says.
Montreal.
Yeah, I lived there. It was beautiful.
I visited. My sister lived there for a couple of years, and I went and visited her there.
It's
I loved
gorgeous.
it.
And then I went to Vermont as well. That was beautiful. I liked Vermont. I
Never
want
been.
to travel more. And now it's like
No traveling.
Nobody's
No
going
travel.
nowhere.
Nobody. Let's see. Alan Morrison just says New York City is not nice. A lot of upstate New Yorkers would love for New York City to be its own entity, separate from the rest of the state. That's okay. It's enough of geography. I think we better. UB Gardening says, I'll leave a comment later on how to change a YouTube name. I had trouble with it too. There's our tech support newbie gardening. She knows a lot. You have to deal with mosquitoes up there. More than we'd like, for sure. Yeah, mosquitoes suck. They haven't started up yet, surprisingly. I've seen very few.
No, they were for a little bit.
Yeah,
we
but
had a
there's
lot of
none
rain.
now.
What?
Now there's none.
Yep, rain.
I don't think they're gone for the year,
No.
however.
No.
I think they've just taken a pause.
Dormant. Yeah. And then we're getting more rain, so they're not going to bother coming out yet. And then
Yeah,
they'll
it's supposed to
come
rain
back.
next week. David can be a true Viking. Archery on Yoka. You have to carry an axe too, buddy.
Oh,
Got
And a
to get
shield.
on her, too.
we need to get one of those helmets with
A Viking helmet?
like 2 horns. That'd be,
That'd be cool.
awesome.
That'd be cool.
I'm sure I can find that at Dollarama. or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. We could braid her hair. She's Viking style. She's blonde.
She is.
Yeah.
She has lots of hair.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's very free.
I don't know if he told you, but Sophia was really taken with her. And
She
was,
did.
Yeah.
She
She
was
doesn't
like
really do
her.
much with the horse. She just was over there and just petting her.
Mm.
She
She's
loves
a lovely horse.
petting
Yeah.
and attention and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Do you want me to talk about Yoko at all, or would you like to
you
try?
talk.
You want me to
talk.
tell us some
Yeah,
stuff?
you tell
Okay.
the stories.
Although there
I'll
was
be in
a,
charge of the fire.
fire. You could do better than me. Newbie Gardening says, will David ever be the host of a video, or Jen? I'd love to see him host videos too.
David.
No.
David says, nope.
No. I'm background. I'm filler.
Yeah,
No, you're not. You're more than filler for
I
Well.
feel like Jen's done one. I feel like you've done one.
You've been
Yeah.
active in videos,
I've done
Not
it.
host, eh?
No, I
but
don't
not
host.
hostess
Yeah.
or host. Yeah, you've been
I'm a
been an
good
active-
in-person kind of person.
active participant.
So there you go. I'm the host
I
forever.
think I tried one. I can't remember if it ever made it to. I don't know.
To
I
air.
thought you'd been one.
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
I
yeah,
did
there's
one, but I
over
think it was
1,000
like-
videos.
I think that it just didn't. It didn't make the cut.
Didn't make the cut? I don't know. I don't recall. But I feel like there was one, and it would have been quite a while ago. Okay, Yoka. Yoka is an interesting horse. I love her. I'm going to start off with that. I really enjoy. I really enjoy my time with her, and I know David does as well. She is a huge sweetie. She is very cuddly, incredibly adorable, very respectfully demanding of affection,
Mhm.
and it's wonderful. She's got an absolutely fantastic personality. Something that, while I'm kind of used to, for the most part, in most of my horses, where they've got me trained to do scratchings or rub some part of their neck or ears or whatever. So I'm very, in fact, the horse that I saw, you guys, the video will be out tomorrow, hopefully. But I'd said this morning in a horsey check that I was going to go see a horse to help a lady out. And it was a 20-year-old Arab that was just an absolute sweetie. Just another really nice-mannered, well-rounded, kind of quiet horse. And he was a stallion up to 15 or so. So a lot of people have the opinion that, one, Arabians are nutty, flighty characters that you can't really do much with, and stallions are somewhere, like not in good shape either. And it's disappointment that it seems to be some kind of norm. Come a couple motorcycles. They're kind of quiet. And so neither of these situations were applicable for this guy. He was quiet. He was friendly. He knew how to ask for scratches and how to get them, kind of idea. He was a really good horse. So I'm quite used to that, and I love it when I see it. Not all horses. Some horses don't want to be around people at all. Some horses are too scared to be around people. Some just don't care either way. It can be quite shut down or dull. It's just too bad. So we're always shooting to have them to be pretty much like Yoka is. I want a horse exactly like that, where she's so friendly, and she draws to you so well that you can build on it so much. It's great. Plenty of horses need a lot of work to get that way, and then once they get that way, they're pretty good. And so the biggest thing that I think we've come across with Yoka is that she's one-sided. And I've talked about a horse being one-sided, and it's really, really common. Happens all the time. I should probably make sure that I check for anything. Tech support, that'd be a nightmare. Okay, nothing. Okay, so when I talk about a one-sided horse, and so, hang on, let's back that up. So Yoka being one-sided brings up multiple connections to things that happen. You think, well, why did this happen? Or why is this going in this direction? Or why are you worried about this? And it can generally sort of be boiled down to being one-sided. And there's the most common thing that I find with one-sided horses is exactly what we saw right away when we went to try to trim her. And while she would be kind of okay on her left side, her right side, she was quite worried. And then she'd be worried about somebody being on one side of her and one person being on the other side of her and stuff. And so I've done a few videos, and I think somebody said something in a comment. I wish I could remember it, but it was something along the lines of, is that why you're working with the Wildie, making sure you're doing both sides all the time? And it is exactly why any horse that I get in, I am constantly switching sides. Left, right, left, right, left, right. And I'll pick on a side for quite a while if I find that there's any gaps. And I'll just get that kind of good, and I'll go back to the other side, and I'll have them switch to the other side, and I'll make sure that their left turns and their right turns and the left sides and their right sides all look the same. Otherwise, we get what we got, where you come across like everything's fine on one side, you go to the other side, and it's just a totally different horse. What happened here? Why are you so worried? And it was me, so I would say I went to go try to trim her, and I went to go reach for a leg, and she just about kicked me. And I was, what the heck has happened here? Yet she's the absolute sweetest horse you could ever come across. But if you put a little fear in her, she'll protect herself, which is fantastic. I would like to see that. I want to see a horse protect themselves. They want to stay alive. And it's not a sign of disrespect. It's a sign of fear, lack of preparation, which... if I was aware and it had even occurred to me that she would be one-sided, I wouldn't have approached her so, in her mind, rough. I wouldn't have approached her so dull, so insensitively. And I would have been much more sensitive to the fact that she was already getting worried that I went to her back leg, that she was uncomfortable with. And so that has virtually disappeared. David's been working his butt off, getting left side, right side done, getting feet done. And he himself has actually trimmed her just yesterday.
Rasped.
Well, he rasped her.
That's awesome.
And
I'm so impressed.
yeah, it's very impressive.
It's really big.
I just want to do a little bit at a time. I'm not dexterous with the rasp.
Takes time, takes a little practice.
Flip it around, and I watch him, and it just looks very simple and
easy. Yeah, somebody said that.
And
everybody says that too.
Now,
you really get into it, and I'm like,
yeah,
little baby strokes. But
it's
I
perfect.
figure it'll get better.
Yeah, anybody that wants to get into trimming should just
try it
bit by bit.
Yeah.
I just want to do little bits and get confident and just be able to do her.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, she's got great feet, fantastic feet. She's very healthy. Vet loved her. Vet thought she was in great shape. I think she's in great shape. I think she's got great feet. A couple little things to fix.
Yep.
But overall, I find that she's got nice, strong little feet that are going to carry her for the rest of her life, no problem. Especially if you just kind of keep up as we were doing yesterday. It's just getting those curves figured out. No different than you've seen in the videos. It looks exactly like that.
I know,
it's actually that simple.
I'm a hands-on kind of learner.
Yeah.
I watch your videos and I watch you, but I really still need the physical experience of doing it.
It's great.
Yeah.
which doesn't necessarily always equate to how it's gonna happen in my mind.
Yes.
Doesn't actually
Translate
into
exactly the
oh,
do.
this isn't how it looked in my
Yeah.
head 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. But that's how you keep going forward.
I know. So
And it's bonding. Like I said to him, I think it's incredibly bonding between
Yeah.
a horse and you. That, yeah, trying that, it's just it's so powerful.
and she I think enjoys my company. She enjoys pretty much anybody's company.
She loves people.
Yeah. Oftentimes she'll veer out of the horses if she sees a person in the arena, whether it's me, Graham, Wendy, anybody. She'll do, 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 do,
Hello.
Yep. Which is great.
Yes.
And actually, Jen touched on something that was really important about it being bonding. And one of the main reasons it's going to be bonding is that you're going to push her past a fear. And you're going to kind of carry her along the way a bit. And she's going to look to you and think, okay, maybe I can trust you. Maybe it'll be okay if you touch my feet and trim my feet and do stuff like that.
I know I'm safe. That's kind of where we want to get her.
Yeah.
In
And
her head.
yeah.
And that's kind of, I understand what tarp training is about and flags. And I don't quite understand how to get everything you can do with her with a tarp done.
Yeah, well,
But I'm doing bits and pieces.
take it slow. But that'll be the bonding part. The bonding part is getting her past the fear. The action's good, but getting her past the fear.
Yeah, it's not very often we're going to come across a tarp.
What are you doing?
Somebody wrote wink to, are you actually a tyrant behind the camera? So I'm saying no.
Am I a tyrant?
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
But
totally.
I was saying no.
Oh, were you?
I was a good girl.
Oh,
No,
that's
I'm
nice
just
of you.
kidding.
A tyrant about
it
what,
winked
though?
3 times. I'm like, I don't even know how to wink. That's blink. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
What would I be a tyrant about? What's the question?
I don't know.
How's it go?
just
Who'd it come
cute.
from?
It was just like,
Oh, it's newbie.
yeah, secretly a tyrant.
Wink twice for yes, 3 times for
I
no.
blinked instead of winked. Sorry about that.
Could you even tell if she's even moving her eyeballs at this resolution? I mean, you might be able to tell.
It's funny. It's true.
Yeah. It's only 720p and
I saw the wink. I was like, I don't even know how to wink.
I don't know what I'd be a tyrant about. I'm pretty,
No.
I mean, I'm picky about some things I want to see done in a particular way, like everybody, you know.
I would never use that word with you ever, though.
Picky?
No. Picky, yes.
Ah.
Tyrant. No.
Oh, no.
No. That's why you're so good with animals and children, because there's nothing about you that...
Not a tyrant.
Yeah,
Tyrannical.
not a tyrant.
Tyrannical.
Oh, there you go.
I like that. I wish I was tyrannical.
I was like,
Now I like it.
Tyrannical Rex.
I wanna
All I
be-
think of was kids like, rawr.
I want to be a
I'm a
tyrannical.
T-Rex.
Tyrannical tongue.
Yeah, no.
This fire looks fantastic. Look at this thing.
I know, you're welcome. I
Yeah,
fixed
thanks.
your fire.
You fixed my fire.
You
I
had
was
it as like,
I was very busy answering questions. So, anyways, back to Yoko briefly though, and I think I've kind of covered it. Unless you want to add anything, but I think I've covered what is the biggest surprise that we came across, and it is 100% she was one-sided, and that blows my mind at 15 years of age. And I don't know the previous owner, so I kind of get to say what I think. And no disrespect intended, in all full respect. I do think, though, that to leave a horse one-sided is very unfair. I never want to see a one-sided horse because I know that they're living in fear due to not being able to handle certain pressures, and it can lead to all kinds of things. I had a horse that was so one-sided that it would never turn right. If it did turn right, it bucked me off. If I could turn left, though, is no problem. But being one-sided, the horse could never manage having a right leg on.
Wow.
Yeah, it would lose it. Just lose it. I got bucked off 5 times. I was like, oh, okay, I give up. I'm not doing this anymore. I think on my 5th landing, I had landed a little funny on my thumb. The other 4 were fine. I'm kind of like a cat. I can land pretty good. And then I hop back up and I go, okay, let's do this one more time. And fifth time I was like, nah, I didn't quite land that one right. I think I'm all finished
good.
up and we'll just settle down a little. And so that was crap. It was another great example.
That was crap.
It was no good. Poor thing, you know. And I think that's a different problem. But that horse was one-sided plus other problems. Sweetie, another sweet. They're all sweet. Most of them actually, 95%. Where was I? Oh yeah, the last example, the last example for now. I went to talk to who had brought in a rescue, and they were having trouble saddling the horse, and be to fix the problems. And I said, well, I don't know with this horse. And we approached on the worried. And I said, I don't even think we can get to the other side. I think we're stuck on the left-hand side. And to show how stuck we are on this side, I'm going to give an indication to this horse that I'm going to be a little more touchy-feely. And we'll watch the horse's response to it, which we're observing whether the horse looks, well, the best way to put it is comfortable or uncomfortable. And in most cases, it's uncomfortable when you're adding pressure. So the test was being on the left-hand side and trying to reach over the top and to get to the other side. And already that was a problem, which Yoka had. Mm-hmm. If you reached over the other side of her, her head would come up. She's like, what are you doing on the other side? You're already on one side. You stay on this side. Don't go to the other side at the same time as being on this side, because it's scary, which is unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that any horse would be left, because it's ridiculous. It makes no sense to have them left at that point. Anyway, so I couldn't reach over, and I said, well, we're going to take a look and see how many. We'll talk about contact points. And if you want to look up more information on this, because I don't think we'll cover it all, but there's a guy named Andrew McLean who has written a couple of books and covered the topic about equitation science. And one of the things is contact points, which is a fantastic subject to study, in that you can touch a horse maybe with one hand and maybe two hands. But if you bring in a third or a fourth, whatever thing, however many more, whatever contact points they can get to, is their threshold to freak out. So one might be it. Well, you might put one hand on a real touchy horse, you put one hand on and they're worried. They think that you're probably going to catch them and do something bad. Some horses like Lena, it doesn't matter how many people are touching her at the same time. She is totally fine. 100 contact points, no problem. Very, very
Right from when we
interesting.
bought her.
Well, yeah, and I think her previous owner, had spent a lot of time with her and made sure, not probably on purpose, but that both sides were good, contact points were good, which is fantastic, and she's done nothing but get better over time.
We had like 4 girls grooming her.
Yeah,
the first day we got
the first day we got her, there was 4 girls.
Yeah.
Braiding and
We
brushing, and yeah, we didn't even occur to us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's very smart, so he's very sort of aware of, but not that the horse might not, because he wasn't quite aware of the levels of how many people are touching at the same time, and we were just all sort of everybody's grooming at the same time.
Lena's fantastic.
Looking back, we thought we think, wow, she really was a great horse. That she did nothing. She just stood there. I was like, go ahead.
Stood there.
Yeah.
Brush all you want. I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
It is the bestest. But some horses lose it. They can't handle it.
Yeah.
You put one hand on them, and they're already stiff.
Aware.
They're highly aware of that something bad is about to happen. So I'll put one hand on, and I put another hand on, and already this horse is in flight mode. And I said, here is why you can't put a saddle on yet. You're going to have to work an awful lot. I've got 2 hands on this horse. I've got 2 contact points, and I brought my knee up to touch her leg. And she jumped 3 feet to the right, away from me, off of me, completely gone. And I said, this is why you can't saddle this poor thing, because you don't have enough, the horse doesn't have enough available contact points to be able to handle a saddle. A saddle would be way too much. It's very unfair to put a saddle on any horse that can't handle anything under 5, in my opinion. You should be able to touch your horse at least 5. Hand over top, body on the side, another hand here, bring a leg up. There should be no problem. You should be able to do it under the belly too. Over the belly, over the back, touch the leg, bring your leg over, put your hip on. If these things can't happen and they get really worried, then I think it's, a state of like, okay, let's get you past that. While some horses will handle the saddle, they will take it, but they'll still be kind of stiff and ready to move. But just keep practicing, keep telling them, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So this horse was nowhere near being able to, like, not even anything close to being able to be saddled. And this is just
saddled?
Oh, I don't know. I think they gave it up, give it back to the rescue. I think they gave up because I was like, it's gonna take a while. You're gonna be at it for, a few months for sure. And I don't think they wanted to wait that long, which is fine. To some people, it's just beyond their power, beyond their amount of time or energy that they'd like to do. But as Jen said, very precisely, in that if you were the person to get them past that, no different than this guy. I am the guy that gets him past his issues, gets him past his fears. I bring him through it carefully and slowly. And he follows me around like I'm his best friend.
Yep.
For a reason. And I want that. I don't want to be the person that he looks at and says, God, not you again.
Yeah.
Oh, the tyrant has shown up to be tyrannical.
Tyrannical. And that's what I mean. If you're
Yeah.
doing her feet, she will always look to you as.
Well, I'm trying to do more and more. I mean, the saddling thing.
Yeah, she's worried.
Recently,
But that's fine.
Came up.
I am 100% confident that'll be gone in no time. And she'll be so much stronger for it. So much stronger.
And you both will.
Yeah.
That's
When you have further
unleashed
troubles,
will be, yeah.
because you will have further troubles.
I know.
And
Well, I expect
she's,
them. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I expect them.
but she'll look at you and be like, what do we do now?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I want her to say, okay,
Yeah.
I'm here with
How are we
you. I
solving this?
understand
Yeah,
in whatever way a horse thinks. that
yeah.
We will get through this
Yeah.
and you will help me. Which
Exactly.
is the tarp work, which is the flag work,
Yeah.
which is picking her
Picking
feet
your
up.
feet up.
The saddling thing, not being able to saddle and ride her all of a sudden, that was something I was not expecting. It came out of the blue.
Mhm.
To me.
Yeah. What happened there?
Yes. And we had 2 great rides
Mm,
the 2 days immediately preceding that.
yeah.
The only thing that was different, I noticed those 2 rides, and you noticed it as well, when the stirrups were hitting her.
Yeah, she's got worried because there's
Got
one on one
worried.
side and one on the other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then,
No worries at all.
but I still had 2 good rides
Yeah.
after. I did some groundwork with her, and before I got on her, but those were the 2 best rides I had. But then the 3rd day I came here expecting,
Great.
great, another great ride.
Yeah.
We'll deal with the stirrups and
Yeah.
see if that's still happening. And I picked the saddle pad up, and
Nope.
it was like tarp. Her head was up, her eyes were this big, and I was like, whoa. And I tried and struggled, and then you came into it, I think a
That was fun.
day later.
But she's still such a sweetie.
She is.
There's nothing about her. Like some horses you'll approach with stuff like that, and then you'll never see them again. They'll be at the other end of the field, and you'll be lucky if you catch them one more time in your life, kind of idea, unless you sort of trap them.
Yeah.
It's not the case with her. You show up, and she's like, "Hey, what are we doing today?" And that's what I mean by like, that's fantastic.
Even with the tarp now, she's still interested. Even if I have the tarp in my hand, she still wants to come up to me.
Yeah,
When
man.
I try to manipulate it,
Totally different horse.
yeah, so I'm optimistic. She's still not crazy about I know you can get the tarp over it completely, but when I do it,
It's not good.
um,
Yeah, it's not solid. I'm not doing anything that's fixing it.
well,
But like
I just
it's something
noticed
that's going to stick.
if I can keep it on one side and all over her, she doesn't kick out anymore, which
Yeah.
is a huge improvement. But as soon as it's on both sides of her at the same
Yeah.
time, and it can just touch.
Yeah.
It can just go over her spine,
Mhm.
the other side,
Yep.
and her little leg starts doing her
Yeah,
kicky.
but that is just muscle memory. That is no different than all the stuff that I talk about where we're training these horses to get used to certain things, where we're getting that muscle memory solid. The thing is for her is she's had a lot of muscle memory.
Don't you be laughing over there.
She's had a lot of muscle memory of doing based on things being on both sides. And I would imagine that her previous owner is aware of it, but just kind of thought, well, we'll just kind of
Let
get her be that way. It's okay.
yeah,
You know, she's opinionated. We have to be cautious of subjective terms. But my God,
I love
oh
her.
yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing.
She's
Okay.
smart.
Tina says, if you didn't like New York City before, you'd be horrified now with COVID closures and riots. There's a lot of stuff we see in the news here in Canada. I don't pay attention to it as much.
I know there's stuff
Yeah.
going on. I think New York is a hard city to live in.
Yeah,
right now,
yeah, I think so too. So
from
we're
what I've
living
seen
in
on
this
the news.
absolutely gorgeous location. BC is fantastic. We've had some troubles with COVID here and there, but I don't think I think about it a lot. I
Me
try to
neither.
just,
And we're
be
out
chill.
here too, and
yeah, we
you're
don't,
here a lot.
Yeah.
You own the place,
yeah,
and I'm here a lot, so I
Yeah.
really participate in very little
other stuff.
outside
Yeah.
of
Yeah. It works out well. We're lucky.
yeah.
We're lucky it works out well for us. There are plenty that aren't, and it's
Living
actually,
it and in it every single
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
day.
and it is a little bit of an inspiration to make happy videos. I gotta admit, from my standpoint, when I put videos together or try to, when as much time as I can put towards it, I am thinking about, geez, I hope this cheers up some people. I hope that hanging out with horses, living vicariously, running around with fluffernutters and
Love that word.
and
So
big white butts all over the place. You know,
What'd you get me on camera?
it's fun, and because it really is. I want to do a video pretty soon about what horses do for people. There's a lot out there. There's a lot of therapy and stuff like that, but my goodness, there are so many times where I've got some stuff on my mind. I'm human too. I got problems. I got things that I think about. And, it's like, I mean,
How can I be more tyrannical?
yeah. How can I be more tyrannical? I must figure this out. Let me go hang out with a horse.
Think on this.
And then I go see a horse.
but-
I don't want to be a tyrant anymore.
But it 100% when you go and you hang out and they're quiet, maybe they're having a sleep and laying down, and you just kind of, camera's not running, nobody's here, or maybe somebody's here, it doesn't really matter, but
Right.
and you just,
Tape in there, like, right.
that's a nice bird. You just,
Oh, that's beautiful.
can you guys hear that? What is that?
I don't know.
One of your viewers probably will know.
It's true, actually. People are very incredibly smart. It's the lawn table.
It's up in the cedar tree.
I don't know. Do you see it?
I can't.
Okay, because
I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
pretend.
No, yeah.
he's like, oh, it's right there on the cedar
Yeah.
tree. I was like,
You probably will be able to find it.
Just needs to keep chirping.
don't do it, don't do it.
I don't know if anybody can anybody. I'm stuck on I'm way up in the middle
call.
somewhere. Got 38 people here.
No, nobody's. It's a mockingbird. Somebody says.
Do we have mockingbirds
I know.
in
I didn't
Canada?
know we had mockingbirds.
Somebody have to search that. I don't think we have
It must have
mockingbirds
escaped
here.
From a pet store.
Escape from a pet store.
Escaping
We
from
do
a
have a
pet
couple of pigeons wandering around.
I saw 2 pigeons here
Yep.
the other day.
We have 2 pigeons here.
Somebody else said a robin.
It's still a robin. I thought it might be a robin.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was kind of hoping it's a mockingbird. I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah, I don't think we have
Say I saw a
mockingbirds here.
mockingbird. Yeah.
Mockingbird
It's
in Maple
mocking
Ridge.
us.
Yeah.
Some mockingbird.
That was beautiful. That was really nice.
It was a lovely sound. A lot of people are saying robin. Actually.
There was
Yeah.
a squirrel packing around its baby today.
Sounds
Too.
Is that what they were doing? Yeah.
Yeah,
Squirrel
when
was
you
taking his
were-
babies around.
Yeah.
I saw that. Remember when you said that?
What's
I
the
didn't
squirrel
know it was-
doing?
I know.
Yeah.
I couldn't see either. But
He's going back and forth a lot.
yeah, David saw that it was a baby.
It was packing a baby. Wendy saw it too.
Moving
Packing
house,
a
eh?
baby. Oh, I
Moving
love
house.
that. What is it? There's also another term that people use in the States. Oh, it's not carrying a baby, but it's something else. Ugh, now it's
All right.
gone.
Carla says, David, I adore your little girl, Yoka. She's adorable, tiny, and mighty.
That's part of her
She could've been
translation of her
mighty.
name.
Is it
Tiny
mighty?
and mighty,
Oh,
I
heck
think.
yeah. That's
She's-
not
And a
less than
little
Yoka.
pioneer.
Yeah. She's going to be
True.
really neat. A lot. There was a question
So
in
glad
here
you kept
that I haven't
reminding
got
me.
to. I think I saw it.
Yeah, I
In
love
the
it.
end. I wasn't crazy about it.
Oh, yes. Gma says, when are you going to get him with the girls? Pretty soon. I'd like to see him a little bit better with the boys. With the first day with all the boys today. Hopefully the video will be up tomorrow. I don't think I'm editing tonight.
Take the night off.
I think I'm going to take a night off of video editing, you guys. But hopefully sometime tomorrow I can get up the video of the 4 boys together. Today, we've still got Roni running around a little weird. But of course, Rue and Luke with him are fantastic. So I'd like that to be a little bit more solid, a little more time together. And we will introduce the girls one at a time,
I was going to say, how do you
probably on the same day. I think I might chuck them in all at once. Not all at once, sorry. All on the same day, one at a time. He can meet each one, and then each one of them can tell him to take a hike, or I like you. One or the other.
So it will be him alone.
Yeah, no
meeting
boys.
No other boys.
Yeah, we don't need any fights.
'Cause, yeah, that'll bring
We
you.
don't need any fights. And then the next, so when he's a little bit good with the girls, then my boys will be in with the girls and he'll go in. And we'll just get it sorted.
Have you picked the first girl?
Lena will be the first girl. Lena will be the first girl, I think, because she's most solid. As much as we all want to see some fun under the sun, I like it when horses run around too, and I like watching all kinds of excitement, but I'm the one who has to pay the vet bills
Oh yeah, no.
and
no
be
one.
responsible for anything that goes south.
No.
And we don't want any of that. So we'll do our best to. So ladies are coming soon. It's supposed to rain all this week though, so it might be very limited on exactly when. Are you filling up his bag?
Yeah.
You are? You feel sorry for him enough? He's still got some in there. Don't give him a handout. He's a tough horse. Jen's a bigger softie than I am.
He's pretty kind.
He's a great horse. I don't know how to get rid of him, to be honest. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would handle
That
it.
in 2 months.
Yeah. When I had the Mustang here for a couple months and she had to go back home, I was sad, for sure. You can't really attach. It's really easy to get attached to these sweeties.
That video must be, I don't know, YouTube algorithms, but the day you introduced the Mustang to Lena popped up on my YouTubes today.
The day the Mustang went in with Lena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke was in the arena as well.
Luke was in there too, yeah.
Yeah. But that popped up today.
Yeah. That Mustang was a mare, so it's a little bit different too. She was such a sensitive creature,
You spend a lot of time
I spent a lot of time with her, yeah.
with her.
And I never wanted her freaking out. I never wanted to run her around. I wanted the same thing that this guy had. She was behind the 8 ball. I think I've talked about that a bit. But she had the deck stacked way against her. Thanks to the life she had. So just getting the old halter off was 2 weeks, which I still have. I kept that.
Oh,
I didn't give it back. I'm like, this is mine. I got it off. It's mine.
I deserve it.
And it's never going back on. I don't even know if Missy's still here. Missy says, you guys need some campfire tongs. Those things are amazing for moving the wood around. That was back at 8:21, half an hour ago. Sorry, I'm not really looking at the comments. A lot of things to talk about. Olive says, you're doing an amazing job with Sir Wild. Would you ever adopt Another. Yes, that is the goal. I want to talk about this process. We've got a pile of footage of when we got them. We've got a pile of footage of that first day. And I really do want to sit down and talk about the process of getting him, why, and what the future kind of looks like, because I really enjoy this work. I think that it is, I want to say fulfilling, but it's not really about me. I think I want to provide another horse with an education to be able to live. You're a softie. I would have just punched him in the eyeball, told him to put up with it. What'd you do? You got some hay on you?
No, I got like a
He slobbered?
haybag slobber.
He slobber on you?
Could be worse.
That's good. Could be worse.
That's true.
And I find it, I feel fulfilled through the fulfillment of the horse's education. If that makes any sense. I want to see them look at a human the way they look at a human here. I want them to all look like Yoka or Lena or Luke. Maybe not so much like Gracie. But I'd like Gracie to look like, and there are plenty of times that maybe not many people have experienced other than me, where she looks at me and I can tell she's just got the sweetest, softest, sometimes saddest eyes. And she's just a little lost and she's not sure what to do, or maybe she's feeling kind of alone because all the other horses have left her. And she comes up to me and she's like, "How about you?"
Aw.
And yeah, it's a you know, it's a thing. It's a thing for me.
Yeah.
So when I watch these, where he came from, and again, I got a pile of footage. I got to put it together. I've been doing too many, and I've been waiting on that gosh darn invoice from. I still haven't got an invoice.
Unless it's all free.
God, I have no. I am utterly confused and flabbergasted at why I haven't received an invoice from the vet yet.
I haven't
But
got mine either.
You haven't got yours either.
Had
What is happening?
same time. It's been
Oh, geez, I'm awfully thirsty too. I'm punched. Thank you. See, look how tyrannical I am.
yeah.
I love that word now. I'm going to use that in a video soon. I've got to figure out how to use it.
I was gonna say, how are you gonna fit that in?
Yoka's tyrannical for Snuggles. Gosh, she's adorable, man. You're so lucky. Okay, where was I?
You're talking about Meatball doing video.
Oh, would I ever adopt? So yeah, Olive says, would you ever adopt another BC Wildcat? 100%. Because there will be. What you get? Oh, those things are so bad for me. That's not.
Oh, stop.
I don't need any brownies. Look at this thing here.
I'm sure.
Okay.
I brought salt.
Because the amount of people that supported the process of him being here has definitely exceeded the veterinary costs, hauling costs, and probably food for whatever amount of time he's here. And what do you
I
guys?
cracked my beer right
Did you?
microphone.
Oh, did you?
Did everyone hear that?
Yeah.
It's a good sound, though.
It's a good sound.
They know what it
happy
is.
sound,
They
yeah.
know what it means.
Let's have their volume up.
Sorry.
Oh, it's cold finally. Well, the other one was getting warm. That's better. Thanks. I appreciate that. Look, it's already full and everything. I don't know. I might be able to have one.
I might be able to have one.
I don't need. I try to stay away from cookies now too. I don't even buy cookies anymore.
Really?
Yeah, it's
You
true.
have choco things, whatever the heck.
Oh yeah, I do have choco pies.
It might be
Choco
about
pies.
one.
Choco pies are.
Three at
Three
one
in his
go.
hand.
Yeah.
I only
Choco
took.
pies.
This is
2
this
boxes
is
at a
like
time.
one brownie.
Choco pies.
They're called one bite brownies, Graham.
3 bites. That's all I got. The choco pies are from Japan. When I was in Japan, they had choco pie, and I happened to find them at a farm market store we have here, and they have an odd amount of stuff in this. Have you ever been to Langley Farm Market?
Not yet.
I
Go
should go.
past it.
It's great for produce.
Produce, yeah.
Way better than the grocery store. But they do have a variety of very interesting other things, which is good. Anyways, one of those things with choco pies, which is like a wagon wheel, if anybody's wondering, if you know what that is.
I know what a wagon wheel is.
Total garbage. But
Yeah,
choco pies taste better than wagon wheels, so there's that.
They're exactly the same.
They are not the exact same as
I
wagon
never
wheels.
really liked wagon
No.
wheels as a child.
Trust me, these things are. You convinced me, and I tried one. It's like.
Well,
Oh well,
okay,
more
so-
for you to eat, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, trust me, they go bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm on my
There's
second
chocolate
box,
pie
right?
boxes in there.
Is there?
Yeah, that
All
made
burnt
the
up now.
fire.
The evidence is gone. Haha! My tyranny has started up again. All right.
You have to get a coffee mug.
Oh,
World's
yeah.
best tyrant.
Okay.
Yep.
Sophia, you're on it.
Not
Yeah.
world's best dad.
She makes those.
World's best tyrant. Did
So-
you do that with a cricket?
Oh yeah, she's all over that stuff.
So, yeah, so the good thing is because so much support has come through, the next one will be hopefully funded for purchase and hauling. We'll see about vet bills, but I don't think that much has come through, but it's been amazing. It's been utterly amazing. So all those numbers are all there. I've been waiting for the invoice to figure out how much goes out, but I'm aware of how much has come in. And so 100%, I definitely want to get 1 or 2 this year, if I can. So,
And are you expecting to get him?
I don't know what I'll get.
Think-
It doesn't matter what I get. I'm just going to keep turning them into things that look like that.
Because he's
That's
a
the plan.
pretty, I mean, temperament-wise,
Mhm.
he seems to be pretty. But the next one you get could be.
But it's no different than Gracie. When I look at it, I think,
But you're prepared for that.
yeah, am I prepared for that, says David. I am highly optimistic. And I've seen enough come through that I know I can get them there. I'm very confident in that. And the thing I think about is kind of, Gracie's probably the biggest example of it. Where when we got her, I mean, it was a chore to catch her. It was a chore to keep her around. But something clicked in her. Something just clicked on that day. And they had said to me that, well, nobody's trimmed her a year or something stupid. Something really stupid, like a
And
year.
they tranquilized her too.
And they were going to trim her. They had to tranquilize her.
Yeah.
And I said, well, that just won't do at all. And Jen went and got my trimming tools from the truck, brought them over. And I bent down to go pick up her foot with 100% expectation I would get it. And she just picked it up for me, gave it to me. And I trimmed her foot. Both feet. I don't think I did the backs though, did I? I did the fronts. I did both fronts. As best as I could at the time because they were heavily, they needed a big change. But I knew I couldn't get it all done at once. So when I think about demeanors or personalities or something, this 100%, yeah, this guy's it's like Luke version 2, you know.
2.0.
And fantastic, but it's in there for him to be flighty. It doesn't take much for him to bolt. I could make him go, no problem. Anybody could. 3 of us walked in there right now. He wouldn't know what to do with themselves. He'd be the equivalent of peeing his pants. Why are there 3 of you here? He's still that horse. But
Well, even, I mean, he's great when I haven't handled him much. But, I mean, when I look at you approaching him to handle him, I'm going to say he melts. But he's very
soft.
very soft. But, I mean, when I was taking him out of the arena today, he was great to come out. But I could see he was like, who are you?
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, who are you? But I try to put my face in front of him more and more, just so
It's fantastic. It's good for him.
knows who I am.
No,
I
it's
mean,
really
and
good.
he gives me no grief. He halters easy. He's, but I think he knows you, and the rest of us are just familiar strangers at the moment that he trusts enough to, let us pet him and scratch him and halter him and lead him. I think it's great.
And I think that's what's going to happen in yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping her feet, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly it. Everyone else becomes the periphery, and you become the center.
Yeah.
And that's
It's going to be great.
the dream of what you want with your horse, is that you are the center with them. Everybody else is fine. It's good. It's lovely. She's social, but they're all just sort of people.
Well, I've come here every day since I got her.
Yeah, you have. You've been here every day.
Yep.
Brian says he went riding on an Appaloosa on the beach last week for 2 miles. That'd be cool. I've never been to the beach. I've been to a river. I've been to a lake, but I've never been to the ocean. And I've always wanted to do that.
I've seen videos.
Yeah.
A lot of places won't let you ride horses on beaches
I think we have
anymore.
one, Spanish Banks or something, Second Beach or something. We have one beach here where you're allowed to do it. Legally, you're allowed to ride your horse along it.
Oh, wow.
I'll have to look that up.
Randomly, Sophia looked at it.
Yeah.
She showed it to me, but I can't remember which one.
Second Beach is downtown, so I
Yeah,
doubt
I
it's
think
Second
it's
Beach.
Spanish. You know where it has the long
No, Spanish Banks
ties?
is still.
Spanish Banks is Kitts Point Grey on
Yeah.
the way to UBC, and that
I think it's Ladner.
huge off-lead. Oh yeah,
I think it's Ladner.
It is.
Yeah.
Ladner.
I think it's Ladner.
I'm pretty sure.
Down on the flats, where it's all really a lot of sand.
Yeah.
The only thing I worry about riding on the beach is any sinkholes.
Yeah.
I probably would be very cautious, but for the most part, it probably go really well. Okay. Gosh, I'm still at 826 comments, which is over a half hour ago. Maureen says, how is Mr. Wild's belly lump? Is it all gone? Sorry if you've answered that. Just wondering if he's still on antibiotics. Great question. Appreciate you being Maureen. He is fantastic. Bump is long gone.
I looked actually this afternoon.
Did you? Yeah.
Completely gone.
No, it is
Never
long
known.
gone. Easily a week ago. Antibiotics finished, I would say 5 days ago. Yeah. He is all now. When he rolls over, you can see. You can look anyways, but I mean, and you can see his underside. He's all healed up. Lumps gone. Things are fantastic. He's in great shape. Great shape. Really happy. Okay. June says, if possible for us newbies, who's Jen and David? A bit about them and so on. Are they friends, partners, trainers too, or all of the above?
Somebody does answer.
Somebody answered that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
I mean, nothing about our history, obviously, but they don't know that. Where we fit into the...
Penny says, that's awesome that David's doing hoof care. It's hard. You're so amazing.
See?
David is amazing. Everybody tell him so. I think it's
hard work.
I talk to a lot of people about hoof trimming. I say, you can do it. You can get on with it. Your horse would be better for it. Anybody can do it. You don't have to go fast. You don't have to do all 4 feet at once. You don't have to get a full trim done. You could just take off a couple of millimeters per day, even.
All I did yesterday.
Yep.
But that's fantastic. Just figure out how to balance, figure out how to use a rasp, slowly work your way up until you're doing, something like me, 6 horses a day, and you'll be good. Then,
I've seen that.
Yeah,
if you're lucky,
have
you
them
might
do
make
it.
a little money.
He'll be very happy for you to start taking over.
It's going to be trimming all the horses here. Yeah.
That is hard work.
Lenas are great.
Okay, D.D. David says, Graham, listening to program recently on the right versus left hemispheres of the human brain in terms of its functions, ways of perceiving and organizing info about the world. Much of this was studied. Is this a question? You put a couple stars. I don't know if you finished your question. I'll keep reading. Hannah says, hello, Hannah. Missy says this is a fun group. Especially when you have the special pop and forget things, right, Missy? Well, you probably don't remember that part. Forget it.
Don't remember.
Okay, moving on. June says, newbie question number 2. We love newbie questions around here.
Yeah, of course we
More questions. Of course, I'm still at 8:31, so sorry. How many horses are actually mine besides
Somebody
Oscar?
else answered.
Thank you in advance. Oh, somebody answered.
Yeah.
I got 5 now. I don't want 5. I have 5. Not because I chose to have 5.
That's what you said when you
but
had 4.
You know what the funny thing is?
I have 4. I don't want 4.
I don't want 4.
Let's go get another.
Let's go get another because this is a great idea to gather horses on my property. Till pretty soon I don't have any borders and they're all mine.
Yeah.
Crazy cat lady. But
Yep.
in
Crazy
horse
cat
form.
lady, horse world. Yes, yeah, I'm sure, yeah. I had a conversation with my vet a while ago, and he was talking about doing something with one horse. I'm like, how many horses do you have, though? He says, I think 12.
Oh, I see. So now he's the bar of like.
And
Well-
but when he came last time, he'd bought another one. And I said, so my first question was like, but didn't you already say you have too many horses? He goes, that's the wrong question to ask. And I said, okay, wait. So tell me all about the horse. What kind of horse is it? That's the great question. And it really is. It's funny. It's not affordable. It's not something that, I'd go about saying, hey, you should get yourself a bunch of horses or something. If you've got some property, though, it's manageable in that regard. But really what it comes down to is that each one of them has their own thing, their own personality, their own wonderful attributes, yes. And that is what kind of brings on the next one, in a way.
And what do you feel though? Like when I think of this, I think of it as sort of a foster parent because all of the horses, including Macaroni, although he's the least, but most of them all needed a home.
All the horses here
all
are
of
rescues.
Your horses have required a
Yep.
home, and now they have a home.
Now they have a home.
Kind of like fostering. So
So I'm
life.
a foster crazy
forever.
horse guy.
Yeah, and lots of people do adopting, whatever. There's horses that require homes, and now we have accumulated
5.
lots.
I have 5.
More to come.
Yeah, so it's I can't keep them all. So we're trying to
You said that before.
figure out how to
Yeah, so he
how to
has.
sell them. Get rid of them all and start fresh.
Stop
That's
that.
not going to happen.
Oh, you guys. Ida answered it all. Okay, thanks, Ida. Okay, here we go. D.D. David's continued at 8:30. Hey, there's a lot of ash falling on me here.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Continued. By using stroke or TBI points, also roll of corpus callosum connecting hemispheres. The question, in horses, are sides of the brain, as in right versus left, qualitatively different horses? Oh, man. This is a great question. I'm not sure if there is enough data available scientifically. And I don't think I've seen any, and I've done a reasonable amount of studying. So I don't have any subscriptions to paid veterinarian services that you can find out there to read papers. They're quite expensive. You can get a subscription and you can purchase articles, but it's quite pricey, and I just think, why why not make this stuff public? Why not share with everybody, especially stuff that's older? Maybe newer articles for sure, but older stuff, let it go, let it free. But they don't, and that's the way it is. So I'm not sure if there's enough data out there.
So good.
There is, I don't know how to answer this question really with any great accuracy. So I will probably just try to put it in a way that, as I understand horses myself. And there's a lot of conversation about that the left side and the right side don't communicate well. Everything you do on one side, you do the other because the brains don't connect well. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that the brains don't connect. I'm resistant to that idea.
Horses or people as well?
Both. Yeah, I don't know about humans, but I think humans are fine. I mean, I think that due to MRI scans, there's plenty of data out there that show that particular parts of your brain light up for certain things, and it's the left side or it's the right side, or you're more right-sided brain, or you're more left-sided brain. Arts and languages are on the left, and the math and the sciences are on the right, and blah blah blah. Fine, totally cool. But horses aren't learning languages and science. They're different, and their brain is built very different. The majority of their brain is dedicated to the amygdala, which is the flight or response part of the brain. Plenty of times, it's a funny. I don't think I told you either. I came out one time. I came out here, and he was not paying any attention to me, none whatsoever. And I snuck all the way over to the corner of his paddock, and he's just la-di-da-di-da, and he was about to go scratch his ear with his back leg, and I could see him, and just out of the corner of his eye, he saw me, and he reacted really quickly. But within about, I'd say a second to a second and a half, very quickly, he realized it was me. And so the amygdala is responsible for that response, but the startle, the spook, the whatever. So we have to accept that in horses. What we're really trying to train them is to kind of control that as best as they can, and not freak out as much. That's our main goal when working with horses. Stop listening to your amygdala. You just gotta trust me. And so the goal is to have them settle that. And in regards to having the left side and the right side speak to each other or have information translate, I think it is well there. But the controlling, the amygdala controlling the action in response to something has more effect on one side of the body or the other. And I think that's where horses have a favored side or a safety side, and then a non-favored side, which is their danger side, which is what they'll keep you on. So they'll have their danger side on the left quite commonly. Their safe side will be on the right, and that's the way they want to go. Their amygdala says go, they go right. And so I don't think there's a lack of ability to translate across. I think you can, when you teach stuff, it works. But they struggle with the idea that when their fear response comes up, they want to go one way or the other, and it's sticky. That's a sticky thing. And so we have to unstick it and have them. I don't know if that answers your question. Hopefully. That's my opinion.
That's interesting.
I think it's quite different than what the general belief is. And we say it's a belief because I haven't seen anything else about it yet. If I did, I'd like to see it. Eva's here. Hello, Eva. Have I missed anybody so far? I'm still at 8:35, so bear with me. Brian says, what are the colored strips on top of the barn? Rust. They are rust brown.
I think maybe the door to his birdhouse.
Or do you mean the door?
If I had to guess.
On top of the barn? I thought top of the barn meant the roof. It's rust?
Colored stripes.
If you're referring to
Yes.
if you're referring to the bits that are on the front of the barn next to a window, that's Haley's clubhouse, and that was going to be a door, but I got a little bit lazy and didn't put the hinges on and stuff, so I've essentially screwed the door completely shut. It doesn't open, we go in through the window. But anyways, the door got painted with spray paint with 3 different colors that she chose.
And I am a club member.
David's a club member. He's the first club member, actually.
I'm the first club member. She also tells me I'm the only club
You are the only club member because I haven't bothered signing the club member sheet. I don't even know where it is. I think I chucked it. I hope I didn't though. Poor thing. So if that's what you're referring to, and that's back at 8:35. So sorry, man. I'll see a bit. Oh, Jen answered the question from Missy. Ida says, wasn't about your shirt. What's it say? This wine is making me awesome. Yeah. Ida says, wasn't Lena a dressage venting horse? And wouldn't that help with being good at both sided? I don't think Lena was. No.
No, I don't think so.
No, Lena was. She's just a good horsey owned by a lovely lady who had a granddaughter that she shared Lena with an awful lot. I think that she did. She had tried to lease her to a lady or somebody who maybe I had said something. Now that I think about it, the next person that leased Lena maybe had tried to do some eventing or something like that, but Lena just, as she tends to do, run through people's hands a bit that she doesn't care about, and then the person that was leasing just didn't want her, and the lady that owned her had to move away, and so couldn't get her, or wasn't. I don't even think she was informed. And then Lena was just a give up case. Nobody wanted her. Just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely. Yeah. Incredible. Can you believe nobody wanted Lena? Like, how does that even work?
Hard to believe.
Hard to believe.
Being who she is, what she is.
Kari's here. I don't know if it's Kari or Carrie. Bear with me. She says, you listen to the beasts, not just the horses, and it shows with their behavior. I wonder what she's referring to. Can you I mean, I like the sentence. You listen to the beasts. That sounds like my internal beast, like, I shall not be a tyrant. I don't know. But I really actually want to know what you mean. Not just the horses. And it shows with their behavior. Maybe it's a misprint. Okay, Maureen says, if Mr. Wild is only 3 years, he's 4, will you keep him long enough to get him under saddle if you don't like to train till they're past 4 plus? Well, he's 4, Maureen. Actually, I don't know if I think I've said it a couple times. Probably not covered enough.
Yeah.
But the vet has determined 100% he is 4 through his teeth. And it's very easy to tell how old a horse is when they're younger. When they get in their mid-age, 8 to 15 or something like that, it's actually quite difficult to tell how old they are. But when they're young, and essentially what's happening when they're young is their baby teeth are coming out. It's very adorable. They're called caps, but they're baby teeth. And so his baby teeth are just popping out. And, so he is literally at 4. I will start him. He is a big, strong boy, but science has proven that the bones of a horse are not properly fused until 6, 7, 8 for long-term. But past 4 has been shown that light riding, careful riding, balanced riding, things like that are not bad, especially if you're not overweighting them. Which is one of my concerns with Gracie, is why I've held off a little bit with her. I have as much time as I'd like to take, and I'd like to take it. So she's almost there. Actually, she's there. I definitely need to get on with that. But yes, I will be starting him. I'm not sure when, but it won't be too long now that he's all healed up. That bump is gone. That was an important thing. That was a great question. We can't put a girth around him. We can't pressure that. That's the word I'm looking for, the bump. What's it called? Edema. What's another word for it? It's like a fluid in there. It's not even it's an edema, but like the pocket of fluid that would be in there, we wouldn't want to pressure that and have it go further up.
Is he strong enough, muscular enough to support?
I think he's muscular enough and strong enough to support a little bit right now, but he'll be getting a lot more exercise, and as such, it will not be long. Being a 4-year-old, eating very healthily, I expect him to put on a pile of muscle quite quickly.
Getting a lot of exercise every day soon.
Yeah.
Once he gets into everybody.
I don't want him leaving here without some education in that regard. I think it would be better to have him.
Well, at least you
started.
finished the sentence after you don't want him leaving here.
I don't want him
Without an
leaving here.
education.
It's true. I'd like him to get a good solid education, something that he can carry forward to any other place. I don't want to let him go. It's true. It's true. It's a wonderful horse. We've got
Be anxious about training a horse, bringing it up to
and letting him go.
the standards that you can achieve and require, demand, whatever, and then giving him to a stranger,
So you have to be very
seeing
selective.
it all.
Yeah, you have to be
And
all
yet you can't.
apart.
And yet you can't. You just have to trust that they go out and have a good life.
What would be, say if somebody approached you, what are your criteria for letting a horse go?
So far, it's nothing.
Because you haven't let a horse go.
No.
I've never sold one.
Never had a horse.
I've
go.
said I was going to. There's 2 of them
Yeah.
here that should have been sold a while ago.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But you're gonna, I mean, you
What are
might
my
raise that
criteria? I
one day.
don't know. That's a hard one.
Like if I walked in here, I want to buy that horse for you. You would probably ask me a few questions. I'm sure.
You got $1 million.
June said something helped her. I answered something that helped her out.
That's good. Good job.
I don't know what it was, but I'm glad it helps you a lot.
These smokeless ones, I used to buy these.
I remember them too.
Yeah,
That's,
I
I
saw them. I was like, oh, smokehouse.
Penny also says it works for you. I can't thank you enough. Oh, I know what they're talking about. They're talking about making happy videos.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Well, you're very welcome.
oh,
Everybody says it's a robin. It's amazing that people could hear it. These microphones
Yeah.
are fantastic.
well, and that they know it's a robin. I'm always impressed by that stuff.
That robin sounded amazing. Why does it call like that? They never do that.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever heard them do that. Why do they do that? Somebody tell me.
Season.
Mating season?
Yeah, probably.
Frogs are making lots of noise.
Frogs are noisy. Oh, Ida says it's usually their morning and evening calls. I have never heard them sound like that here. Okay, Mitch says it did help. At least me when I couldn't get to the barn because of COVID. And I show anyone that will hold still long enough the sleeping horse videos. Tie them down, Missy. Make sure they don't move at all.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Anyone that'll stay still.
Brian says the birds in Florida never shut up. I agree. There are plenty of noisy ones there. In the morning, it's pretty noisy around here. I have a video. I never put it up, but it was 5:30 in the morning. I was literally woken up by the birds, and I just thought, okay, I'm going to show everybody what it's like to live in a forest. Good God, they are so noisy. Chirpy, chirp, chirpy, chirp, chirp, chirp. CJ's here. Hello, CJ. Gail Ann's here. Hello. Yeah, it's so noisy. Out of Time says, could you introduce Yoko with Oscar and Rue? Yep, in time. Certainly will. Carla says her nickname is CJ. Yeah, I'll call you that from now on.
Whose nickname is CJ?
Carla.
Oh,
Carla Jones, right?
yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's a cute nickname.
Hope June gave $50. A bribe to keep Oscar, she says.
Aw. Done.
Now you can't.
Uh,
Sold.
Jen says
I would have
she's
done it for $5.
I know exactly. I would have kept it for $1.
to send $1 over. Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. He is, yeah, I mean, we're only getting better as the days go on. And now that he's meeting the boys and hanging out with them, and I get to go in there and be with them and be part of the herd, it's really, really cool. CJ says, aren't we keeping Oscar? We hadn't planned to, CJ. Not all of us had planned to.
Very hard no.
No, we're not. What is this? What's this? Almonds.
Smokehouse almonds.
Yeah, they're so
Oh, I
good.
don't know. I better not crunch these with a microphone on me.
Well, they are. But everyone
They're
gets
not
to hear.
chips.
chips, but they are almonds. I love almonds.
It's smoky and salty.
Crunchy.
Mm-hmm. David's the snack master. You got great snacks. Yeah. Sweet chocolate to go with the wine.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
The chocolate would go good with red wine.
Catherine's got some great information. She thinks it's a northern mockingbird. First recorded in BC in 1931, rare but not unheard of. Reported 150 different calls in repertoire. That's incredible. Oh, out of time. Sent $30. Thank you kindly. Very, very nice of you.
Get more.
Yeah, it's all going. The stuff that we're doing here with this guy, I really wanted to translate them more. And one of the things that's really bugging me is how many, and they're good comments, so I'm not saying the comments bug me, but it bugs me that there are so many videos, and I think some of them rightfully, the horses are rightfully really worried, but what bothers me most is how humans haven't figured out how to make a friend out of a horse as fast as a horse has figured out how to make a friend out of a horse. What are we doing wrong? What's not going the right way? How are we approaching them in a way that doesn't equate? And so that's my goal, to present material, content, videos, and subject matter. Horses, me, and anybody else that will give it a try. To be able to approach these things and turn them into the friends that they should be. They should be. There should be no reason why we can't do it. Just like when we're watching Luke and Wildy have themselves a drink of water. And we talked about it at the table today. And Luke would go have a drink, and little tiny 4-year-old boy walks in there and says, I want to drink at the same time. Why? I want that. I want to go get a drink of water and have my horse come with me.
Try it next time.
I bet you could do it.
I bet he'd come, yeah.
Yep.
I'm not drinking out of his water bottle. So out of time, thank you very much.
Yeah.
June says to CJ, in one video he said, financially it's not prudent. Actually, I called it financial suicide. So these almonds are good, but I'm going to put my microphone back on. It is financial suicide to try to keep so many horses. It's not that I'm not trying to not commit financial suicide. I'm definitely working hard at coming up with all kinds of ideas and thoughts and trying things out. And got a few ideas coming. But definitely giving these guys an education and hopefully giving somebody a really nice, friendly, educated horse for another one to go out into the world and have a really nice life with somebody that they can have a really nice life with. Because horses are amazing to be around. So, I don't know. I'm not saying I know exactly what to do, but I know what to do while I'm in the moment right now.
Yeah.
Carla says, do you have any footage of picking? This is back at 8:56. I'm still half an hour behind. I can't catch up. Do you have any footage of picking him up, the process of choosing him, all the process before coming home? Yes, Carla, we do. We have lots. Probably too much, I think. In fact, what did I say I had? 460 gigabytes of video.
Yeah, but just you mean all your horses?
No, just this guy, I think.
Just Oscar?
Yeah, picking him up.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Bridget popped in. Says, good night. Popping in to say hi before I go to bed. Thank you for the video. She's long gone. It's 8:56.
All right.
Already.
When you watch this tomorrow, we said good night.
If you happen to come in tomorrow and you watch this or that whatever day.
He's in REM.
Good night. She's long asleep.
June said half an hour.
Only half an hour. It's true. She might be dozy. She might be just dozing. She might.
Maybe she has it playing in the background.
Just playing in the background. I hope not. This would be terrible. I can't go to sleep. June says, Gracie has the softest eyes. I love her. She does have the softest eyes. There is a depth to Gracie that exceeds all other horses I've come across, other than maybe the Mustang. Yeah. Gracie's got deep eyes when she softens and releases and gives. It's probably the one reason why she's not sold, maybe. I don't know. And then I don't know what anybody else would do with her. I mean, one of the things that somebody had said, if she'd gone to anybody else, they would have just killed her or something. Or just put her down.
Well, that was her future.
That was her future. She would be glue. It's like, okay, I guess I'll take the bad hood.
But everyone that was around her cried when you took her. Actually, they cried that day when you trimmed her feet.
People cried when I trimmed her feet?
Yes, because no one could believe you got so close to her.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, of course.
Of course what?
I told you that.
You did not tell me that. No,
You're
and I wasn't even drinking the
You're
pop.
glue.
I wasn't even drinking the pop. Missy says opening the can was a delightful sound.
Oh, there you go. See?
That was half hour ago.
I know. That was how many beers ago? No, just kidding.
Well,
That one's long gone, Missy.
Yeah.
It's not.
Carla and Missy said that the stream pixelates once in a while.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, it's probably a crap internet connection once in a while. What? Brian says mine's pixelating. Needs to boost his Mavagain and the uplink gyro modulator. It's true. It's
Sounds
true.
great.
I do.
Sounds
Oh
like
man,
Star
out of
Trek.
time sent another $30. I will add more to go towards your future rescues.
Look at it all I've got,
Thank you.
Captain.
We are giving
Like
the internet all this.
fantastic.
Have you got the video playing by chance? No,
What?
right?
Yeah, no, I have a plane.
Oh, well, turn off the video part and just have the comments going, because that'll slow down the internet for us. Yeah, it might help.
Get another donation, Graham?
Yeah, out of time since 60 so far, going towards future rescues. Thank you. And that is the goal. I have to figure out where to get them from. And it's not the easiest process, that's for sure. I'd like to make more direct connections so I don't have to go through any other middle person. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. So, thank you very much once again. Brian's in Florida, Missy, at 9 o'clock. She sent.
I just used the stream to check out my fire.
Oh, no, Brian's asking Missy. She's in PA.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I get excited to see my fire on film. I want to make it peak.
Newbie says, would you be able to build more paddocks for more horses? Ugh. It's
We could.
hard. The cost, well, thanks to wood going up, it'd be even more now, I guess, especially for plywood. Plywood's excessive. So I might skip the plywood for the roof and instead just do slats across, just to give it some horizontal rigidity. The roofing is probably not bad, but there's a lot of wood that goes into a shelter. I think each paddock shelter, without a shelter, is, well, you gotta do the fencing and stuff. Probably about $500.
The easiest
Plus
to
time.
do would be the Ohana's. Instead of her having the secondary half, you'd slice that in half. Just put the fencing's done. You just put the ground in. And
Yeah,
then
but there's a
put in-
pathway that's going there. So it's not that going that far back.
Or roos. Roos could be switched.
What about that part you just weed whacked? Could you squeeze another paddock
I
in there
could, but
between
I
the
do want
forest
I
and
do
the
want
oak?
dirt though. I want dirt somewhere to start absorbing water. Problem with the property is it's too much
Gravel.
gravel now. And so the water just runs now instead of absorbed from the ground as much as it used to.
Yeah.
So that's what I worry about. I definitely want to separate that out. The only way I'd be able to go with paddocks is to go further back. But what we want to do back there is put in some more pasture, open area. So the best I think that I would be able to do is maybe split Ohana's. And then from that way back is pasture area. And I could probably put in some form of shelter where a horse could live back there if they wanted to, kind of thing.
Isis just commented, more paddocks, LOL.
Yeah. But I did make a video that said I was building my last shelter ever, so
I remember
there's that problem.
Whatever.
I'm not sure how to get past that promise. I want to be.
Delete it.
I want to be just delete it.
Yeah, exactly. You're in control
Well, I
of your
never
own
said that.
YouTube channel.
Penny says she's never heard me not like a horse.
Yeah, sure enough.
No,
Um,
I don't think I've ever heard you say
No.
anything.
What?
I hate
I
that.
have a couple.
What?
Yep, I have a couple. It's not worth saying, but I have a couple.
Well, obviously, I didn't mean right now.
Actually, I can say one. A while back, easily a year ago, I was trimming a lady's. Actually, I could tell this. I don't know. I won't tell the full story, but I was trimming a lady's couple of horses. One of them was really quite lame and very poorly cared for by the previous trimmer, farrier, or whatever he was. So I came in. The main thing I was coming in was to fix that one, and I was recommended by another place when the lady went to talk to that place, and they said, "Well, get hold of this guy. He's kind of close to you." So I went in and I helped that horse out quite a bit. But she had another horse, a youngster, but this thing was big. And it was an absolute nightmare. It was just awful. It didn't listen, didn't pick up its feet, would just kind of smush me into the wall every opportunity it got. I mean, it was just outright dangerous. And I said, you really have to train your horse, and tried to work with her and stuff. But I just found the horse so obstinate towards any effort that I started to dislike the horse due to lack of effort and training by the human. And when confronted, I said, why don't you? Well, I don't have time. I was like, oh yeah. Well. So I think, it might be a little bit more about the human than the horse, but I think that, like those are the things that cause me to possibly not like a horse. Like, I don't think anything like they're a really bad horse or something, but just very poorly worked with. And then they just become nightmare and dangerous, scary to be around. I quit. I fired her. I never went back.
Have you ever just walked out and said no?
I walked out on that one.
Yeah.
Yep. She was very angry before I'd even walked out, and was getting incredibly agitated by that. For a couple of months I've been saying, I'm not going to work on this thing if you don't start working on its feet. And she had every excuse in the book. I said, but that's not going to cut it. It's dangerous for me, and I want to go home in the same vehicle I came in. It's unacceptable. I have a family. I have things to do. I have a life to live. That's very important to me. Your horse is not more important. But your horse's health should be more important to you than what your problems are. But they're definitely not more important than my life. Your horse's problems aren't more important than my problems.
Yeah.
It's your job. I will help you, and I will give you guidance, and I will bring you along if I can, which I had already done. But so that's one of the main times. And there's a similar one to that, but they're the ones where I just thought, I don't like your horse. Feel very uncomfortable and fearful myself, which humans naturally, when faced with such adversity, like fear, you just become less tolerant, less patient, and that just was not going to go well. It's not what the horse needed. June says, question number 3. Since you have rescued and homed unwanted horses, what are your thoughts on horse breeders? Oh, Missy's leaving. She's got to go to sleep. She keeps nodding off. Good night.
3 or 4 hours
It's 9:17. Still half an hour behind.
ahead.
Yeah, it's like 12:30 or something there.
Yeah.
Well, catch up later, Missy. Thanks for coming in.
She has the same birthday as me.
It's only 9:45 for us. So.
June. No, 13th.
Ooh, July 9th. You're pretty close.
I don't know.
It's June 17th.
No way.
And my little wiener dog Pike's June 21st. So
Oh my
all
goodness.
3 of us
You're
are
like, we're June.
in a week. Yeah.
That's cool.
That is adorable.
Horse breeders. No, I'm totally warm. Yeah, this fire's great.
You were correct with this.
I don't know what I think of horse breeders. I think I've met a few, and I just thought, what are you breeding horses for? We have enough. Plenty are going to slaughter. People love breeding horses. Some people love breeding horses. They just can't get enough of it. So
I told Graham if he ever wanted a baby Icelandic.
I don't want any baby anythings. Chris Cambron is here. Hello, Chris.
No,
Kids.
baby.
Your Gracie looks and acts a lot like my Dakota. That's cool. Must be a great horse. Love Juliet says, no one wanted Lena? That's insane. Well, welcome to the live chat, for
Was
one.
she an escape artist? How did she end up sort
Running
of?
through hands.
Lena,
Yes. That's
Lena, nobody wanting Lena. It is insane. It is absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, she still does it, but
I did a whole story about her. There's a whole video about it.
she's pretty incredible.
with baby pictures too.
Yes, a couple baby pictures.
You didn't get those until years after we had her, though.
Brian's gone to bed. Good night, Brian. Yeah, I didn't get the pictures till much later. It's true. Yeah, Lena's amazing.
Yeah.
Maureen says, thanks for answering my questions. I know sometimes you need to repeat yourself, but you always answer us so politely. Well, I'm Canadian. That helps. I'm just kidding. You're welcome. No problem. Brian's off. Good night, Brian. Newbie says, good night, Brian. Sleep tight.
That's what the Haney builders the kid that was working. It was so Canadian. It's a lovely night, eh?
He said, lovely night, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So Canadian. We drove away and I thought, you are truly, and I mean, just a 20-year-old kid working the back gate at Haney Builder, but very Canadian. Lovely.
Yeah.
You're a good kid. Yeah.
Oh, Ida's gone too. Soft. Nighty night. Good night, Ida, if you happen to watch this. Penny says we're going to get a live feed of the Robin's Nest again. Gee whiz. David checked on that 2 days ago.
A couple days ago, nothing. I've
No
left
robins
some
yet.
horsehair outside the nest
In hopes
to encourage
Encourage them.
quite a different one.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Kathy's here, KK Doc. She says, hi, I fell asleep. Well, good morning.
Oh wow, is that a compliment?
I know.
Well, I think she fell asleep and now it's
Before
popped in.
watching
Yes,
it, yeah.
I know.
It's 9:30 is when she posted that. It's 15 minutes.
I didn't say
I'm
thank
catching
you.
up.
If I were a teacher, I'd be very offended.
Out of Time says, probably because horses in the wild drink together, so they think nothing of it. Maybe. Well, I think that
That's what
there's,
I was thinking, sharing the water hole, but it means something because it's a bonding experience, and if we're both each putting our heads down, then we're going to keep each other safe at one of those watering holes for sure.
if they both have their heads down, how do they keep each other
They're not
safe?
Checking.
'Cause
They
they-
must have felt safe enough
Yeah,
by
but
what
the-
was
But
around
you're
them.
checking who's around, and you're both okay. We're okay to drink. Okay, it's sort of that idea that you're trusting the person's judgment around.
But
you.
neither one of them are looking out for each other when both their heads are.
Is there a
Why?
pattern on who went to drink first? Did Luke drink first all the time? Because today was Luke drinking first.
I thought Oscar went first at least once.
Maybe he did, right? So that makes me wonder.
I think.
I do
Oscar
think
went
it's
first.
quite normal for horses to share water. I think in the wild or not.
But even our boys, we have pictures of them sharing.
Oh, yeah,
a big
there's-
bucket. Remember
yeah,
that
we've
tiny
got-
little bucket.
We've got Luke, and I
Yeah,
posted on
back
Instagram.
running,
I don't know how
yeah.
many people are on Facebook or Instagram. I post a bunch of stuff on there. Stuff that doesn't make it to YouTube.
Yeah.
Usually a picture or article or something like that. But Luke, and it was recent. It was actually not too long ago. I posted a picture of Luke and Roni inside of a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, but the picture's from years ago.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay. I
It's
thought you meant they
from
shared it
when
recently, like-
it was the first year here.
Yeah,
It's the first couple
Yeah.
months here even.
but they became besties, and they would just shove their faces in the same bucket.
Yeah, their faces would be in the same bucket, eating
Yeah.
the same food. They barely fit.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't come up with bucket on both their faces and
Oh, it was
stuck.
so funny. Yeah, because it's just a little round one, like this big,
Yeah, like a
right
Home
in.
Depot.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny.
Penny says, by the way, Martine wanted to be sure to say hello to the three of you.
Aw.
Yes, I saw Martine's comments. I look forward to hearing her comments when she gets through watching this.
She must be up by now. Let's call her.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's call her.
You always
It's
Martine.
what is it? 7:30 there by now?
Oh,
Wait, no.
That's
Yeah, it's
okay.
almost 10.
yeah.
10.
All right. So she said
Gotta be
5:30.
7.
Yeah,
7 there.
she'll be up
Won't
soon.
be
She'll
up
be
for
up soon.
coffee.
It'll be good. She'll be up having a coffee, saying hello. Thanks, Penny. Penny says, regarding Gracie and Arabians, I know one other through YouTube, none in person. Gracie and Farouk are very similar in many ways. One thing I do notice is that they are like German Shepherds and standard poodles. They are devoted to one person, and if you are chosen, you're lucky. Never take it for granted. It's a gift they give you. Well, I wonder about that. I've heard about Arabians, the breed themselves, choosing one person. I find that interesting that they would do that. I mean, I don't think they do that to other horses, do they? Does a horse pick another horse? Do Arabians pick one Arabian? And in such a case, why would they pick one human?
Horse. She's picked you, but she hasn't. I don't think.
I think Gracie's just stuck with me more than anything. I don't know. Maybe it's true. It's a lovely thought. I don't know. I have no idea. Hopefully, it's true.
We'll believe it.
This is a channel by Tara. I think I've seen a little bit of Tara stuff. Isis is here. Hello, Isis. Right? More paddocks. LOL. Yeah, right. No, probably not going to happen. You just can't get any more horses on the property. I don't think it's...
You just said you're getting another wild.
Yeah, but not at the same time. I'm supposed to get rid of this guy.
Oh,
Anna's here from Sweden. Yes.
You can do it. France can do it. Get up, Martine.
Yeah.
She'll hear this later.
So, hello, Anna. Isis says she's busy with Vinny. Out of time says, how did you David meet? Well, David was a YouTube watcher, but he lives locally, so he's like, hey, I'm coming down sometime. Like, cool, man, come on down. Yep. And did some horse training and horse riding, and then he's like, well, I think I'm going to get a horse. Yep. And the rest is history. And there it is.
Took 2 years to get my own horse part. I mean, I always wanted one, but I was just not really in a position to do that. I never would have. I mean, I don't think I'd have Yoka if I hadn't gotten out of the city.
No, probably not. Yeah.
I just looked at the video, and it's nothing but fire. You can't see us at all. We're just somewhere in the background.
Just voices.
Just voices. Just dark voices.
Flames. Somebody's gonna look at that. How come the fire's talking?
It's illegal here to do that.
A lot of people familiar with Tara's horses. There seems to be a horse named Apollo. Farouk, I guess, is another one.
Is the Arabian?
Yeah, it's the Arabian. I'm not sure what Apollo is. And Bella. 3 horses.
Bella?
Yeah.
My sister's dog's name, Bella.
It's almost my kid's name. I love the name Isabella and Bella for short.
Kathy says she absolutely loves Sir Wild. You couldn't have hunted for a great horse and been any luckier. Well, we'll see about that, eh? Just keep on bringing in more, and we'll see if the next one's even better.
Sir Wild.
Well, I take that as a challenge. We'll keep bringing them in until we get a better one. That is pretty subjective, too.
It's true.
Yeah. Hey, are you breaking the fire? What's going on? What? More light, more light.
I wasn't sure if I should wear shorts or long. I'm glad I wore long pants, but I thought there could be flame or sparks flying and burning my short legs.
Yeah.
Short legs.
Absolutely, Kathy. He is an amazing horse. As much as I'm joking around saying I'm going to try to find a better horse out there one day, but he's been fantastic.
I'm looking forward to you riding him.
I'm looking forward to trail riding with that guy. Hopefully I can get that done.
Let's see who's on their horse first, me or you.
You. June says, great answer about breeders. You know, I think that there are probably responsible breeders out there. And they have people who want their horses. And then there's some breeders. David and I met a lady who was a breeder for Arabians. Remember her? We went and I spent a pile of time fixing feet.
Oh, yeah.
And she was a breeder, And she did not need those horses. Those horses did not need to be on the planet. But she was just determined to be a breeder. Those ones I'm not a big fan of. I think that they're doing the horses, those horses were in poor shape. Their feet were in poor shape. They had a worse life for it because she couldn't afford, she didn't have enough time, she didn't have the availability, she didn't have the environment that was
They weren't
good.
in a good place.
They weren't in a good place. No, not at all. And so those are the breeders, if we wanted to call them a breeder, that I find are detrimental to the horse world because they're detrimental to the horse. But there are responsible breeders. I know a couple. I know one that does Friesians, and she is very knowledgeable, very smart,
They're beautiful.
a lovely person. And every one of her horses goes somewhere. Every one of them. And she sent some abroad. She's such a good high-level breeder, I guess you could call them.
Was that
Somebody who's responsible and caring.
was that baby Friesen you had anything
Yeah.
to do with
Yep,
her?
that's the same lady. Yep. And I have nothing but positive things to say and think. I don't think anything poor. But there are plenty of them out there that we don't need more. So, being responsible, when you get a horse, I have the understanding and I wouldn't say I think about it an awful lot, but the responsibility and stress that comes with that. I have personally taken on 5 horses that I have to see to end of life. Mine are theirs.
That's how I feel with Yoka. How I feel with my wiener dog.
Yep.
Like I'm committed.
Yeah.
It's not something
No.
I take lightly or casually or.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Exactly.
So I would hope that all breeders did the same. But many of them, from my understanding, not that I have a lot of experience, but many of them don't. The ones, I've met a few, like the one David and I met. David happened to be along for the ride that day.
Yeah.
To go and meet this person by chance. She had 4 that I trimmed. Every single one of them, terrible feet. Terrible. And it's a disappointment. So, not the Friesian though. Very well taken care of. Very dedicated. So. CJ says, thanks for helping out, David. Me too. I think the same thing.
I like it's not a chore to come out here to do chores.
David says it's not a chore. That's true. Patty says, have you ever had a horse jump the arena fence? No.
Gone through them.
They just go through them. Kathy says, Bella is an Andalusian and Apollo is Frisian. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, now I remember. I haven't seen very many of her videos. I generally don't have a lot of time to watch other videos. I'm busy doing other things, studying other things. Somebody had sent me a message to look at. Oh, my brain is just failing me. It was in a documentary. Darn it, can't remember. I'd have to look back in my. What was it a documentary on? Wild horses, maybe? I can't remember now. Sorry. Anyway, it's a 50 minutes. I remember that documentary on, I think, wild horses, but I'm not sure. Highly recommend it. I'll try to check that out. I really will. Julian's here. Hello. Hi, guys. Sorry I'm really late. No worries at all. We're just
Right on time.
right on. Yeah, we're just answering questions and stuff. Patty says, Brenda, do you know Rick Gore from that area? Rick's in Texas, isn't he? This is actually a good topic. I can talk about it. Yeah, sure. That'd be great. One more, maybe. Last one.
You want another one?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna.
David has to drive. So yeah, we can talk about Mr. T a little bit.
Who? What? Sorry.
Well, there's a channel called Think Like a Horse. This guy named Rick, yeah, runs it. So we'll just talk about Mr. T. We'll leave everything else out for now. Just talk about loss of a horse. And if anybody has paid attention to, I only knew about it because I don't subscribe to his channel or watch it, but somebody had said something, and I am aware. I've watched some of his stuff, so I'm aware of his horses, and he's very caring for his horses, and I think that's fantastic. Very responsible owner. Recently he had a Mustang from Nevada, gorgeous horse, big, strong, powerful, well-minded, great horse that recently died. I think he had determined it's neurological, which is common. And he did a whole video on it, from catching him to the process of the horse dying, and then putting him in the ground. And I can tell you from experience that is a really, really, really hard thing to do. And I'm amazed he did a video on it. Highly unusual of me, but I posted on his page that I was really sorry to hear that he'd lost his horse, because it's a big deal from one horseman to another. I really genuinely feel for the loss that he would have from being around. I know that he's very caring of his horses. And in that regard is likely a very big softie. So I could thank you. Appreciate the last drink for the night. And it's a hard video to watch. I watched it. I thought it was a great teaching moment for many that would want to get into horses. That there is going to be a point in time when your horse is going to go before you, and you might be there for it. You might. He was. And so it was really hard to watch. It's very sad. And anybody who wouldn't feel sad watching that is weird. There's something wrong with you. But very educational at the same time, which I thought was great. I'm a educating kind of guy, and I think that I could only hope that one day I will be able to make such a video, not because I'm hoping for any deaths, but I would be able to carry forward the education of the process of dealing with that. And that's a hard thing.
That would be a hard video to make.
It would be a very hard video to make, and it's probably very hard for him too. But I bet it was cathartic. I bet making the video had a cathartic effect for him.
Probably never regret ever that he did that.
No, he'll never regret that he did it. I think it's fantastic. He gave back to the community in that regard.
And doing that as well.
Yeah, and for himself and for his horse, it's good. So, yeah, I really feel for the situation, him, his horse, and no idea what his other horse buddy thinks of it. I think we'd all be making assumptions, himself included. He knows as well. He'd be making assumptions on what his horse thinks and feels. Very easy to anthropomorphize what a horse would feel, which is fine in such a situation. Let yourself think what you think. Allow them to be what they're going to be, and it's all a good thing. So I agree. That's no problem to cover that. I'm in agreement. It's crap to lose your horse. It's really hard. So.
I don't have my glasses on. I don't know. I ripped the top off, but I don't know if I ripped enough.
So, It looks like everybody, or quite a few people, are aware of him. That's good.
I don't know if I ripped through the
No, I
top, though.
Oh, right. Yes, out of time. It was you. It was about a herd, and it's completely a beautiful story about horses. Yes, thank you. I will be doing my best to check that out. I don't get too many recommendations to watch videos, which is fine with me. I'm good with that. But, you know, if anybody's got something that is got beauty in it, has got some learning capabilities to it, I'm more than happy to check it out. What's the matter? What'd you guys do? Trying to open the bag?
Top off, but we can't get.
We can't quite get in.
Won't open the package?
Penny.
Penny says, David has to drive? I thought he had a hammock strung up in Yoko's paddock.
No.
You're the only club member. You should go sleep in the clubhouse.
You should sleep in the clubhouse, buddy. Being the only club member. Haley does want to put up, she wants to put up
I do have a hammock.
hammocks.
I have a hammock.
Yeah. You can put it up there. It'd probably be pretty cozy.
Lots of bedrooms. You could have a
You know, there's a pair of scissors and a knife. Oh, did you get it?
That was painful.
Glad I
My
achieved
fingers
that.
were-
Jeez, hey, beef jerky. What will you do?
Go to bed without
What will you do for beef jerky?
anything.
Julian says, Rick, if you see this, sorry for your loss. No, Rick will never see this. You'd have to go tell him on his own page. I think he had 4,000 comments or something silly.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you'd never be able to read all those. Oh yeah, beef jerky's good. Okay.
There's turkey jerky too.
I saw that.
I gotta try it.
Remember Rob Popio came out with the food dehydrator?
Mm-hmm.
Turkey jerky.
Penny says, Julian, don't watch Rick anymore, but did tune in to say goodbye to Tanner. Your comment was so gracious. One of the reasons I support you. I'm assuming that's for me. Thanks, Penny. I appreciate that. It sucks. We had to let go of one horse. I was there for it, and that was hard. It was a sad day.
You must have been here for that too.
Not that day, but
Okay.
she
But,
got the weeks leading up to it were really hard.
Yeah.
Lots of tears. Every time we'd leave, we'd just be sad.
Yeah, it was hard.
That was very hard. Oh, what was that?
bear scare.
Like,
I don't know what that was. Could have been backfire though.
that's not bad.
That sounded more like.
That's not backfire.
Think it's a gun?
Definitely a gun.
Pretty quiet gun.
Yeah, not sure.
Backfire what?
Truck? Car?
Nothing. That's not a backfire.
No.
No. Maybe a 22.
Well, I'm not a gun expert. I don't know.
That
It's
is-
just a little sound. That's a tiny sound.
That's
For a gun.
Too loud. That's too big for a 22.
You think so?
I've shot a 22. They don't
That's
make
not
that
a
much
little
noise.
sound.
I don't know.
22s are like a pop
What
gun.
do I know?
Sort of.
Not
Unless
much.
they've changed a lot.
Go practice your rifle in this. Up at Steve Lake where we saw.
Out of time says, where's the hot dogs and marshmallows?
Well,
Well, we don't like hot dogs. We like Smokies if we're going to eat them. But we had a big lunch, big dinner. So now we're just snacking on
Stuff.
everything.
stuff. Shouldn't even be snacking. I don't think I need anything more in my tum-tums.
Do you guys do marshmallows?
We
They're
do
good.
marshmallows once in a while.
Kids like them, but they're very sweet.
I find them way too sweet.
Yeah, you have one, then you feel like, oh.
Marshmallows are incredibly sugary now.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever used to be so
Yeah, but I
sugary
don't
or
understand, because you have marshmallows in your choco pies.
those are different.
No, they're not. It's marshmallow goo in your choco pies every day.
It's not goo, it's just marshmallow.
Do you shop at
It's-
Save-On ever?
Yeah, oh yeah.
There was sort of close to the checkout. Do you see the bags of marshmallows? The jumbo marshmallows?
No, oh yeah, I've seen them. Yeah,
I'd never seen those. They were
Yeah.
that big.
We bought them for the kids once, but even they thought
They're hard to
too
cook.
big. It's because you'd have to cook it, eat the first layer, keep
And
cooking
recook
it,
it.
and then you just kind of kept going. And by the time you're done the one marshmallow, you're like,
Yeah, I'm
so it
done.
just didn't feel good. They like the normal size ones better.
Yeah.
Look how picky we are about marshmallow size.
Oh, Patty's out. She's saying goodnight. Good night, Patty.
Right.
Good
I don't know if we missed you. She says, Godspeed to you all. Thank you.
Are you
Penny
caught?
says s'mores.
That's
Carla
another
says we're funny.
sickeningly sweet
Yeah.
treat.
You
Yeah, they
have
are.
half of one, and then you just
S'mores
start
are
feeling
pretty
like
bad.
you're about to throw up halfway through eating it. I can usually get through like one mini one, like the
Yeah.
half of one. And that's it.
Yeah, that's intense amount of sugar.
Penny says that marshmallows are just sugar, entirely sugar.
Are they?
Read the ingredients, she says. Okay, Penny,
Sugar.
I will read the ingredients, and if it says just sugar, you win.
What is
I've had homemade marshmallows.
Marshmallows?
Homemade marshmallows?
They're way different than
Really?
store bought.
Yeah.
Way less sweet.
Oh,
Delicious. Like I could eat those.
Well, sugar and egg whites are like what? Meringues and
Yeah.
like pavlovas and stuff. And they are sort of like a baked marshmallow, basically.
Right. A hardened
Yeah.
marshmallow.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Sophia's an expert at making those actually. Very quite tasty now.
Carla says if she ever comes to Canada, this place is her first stop.
Of course it would be.
Oh heck yeah.
Where else would you go?
We're
in
putting up a
Canada?
hammock and everything, so you
Yeah.
can stay for a while.
Clubhouse for you.
Sue's here. Hello, Sue. She says she just got the notice. Well, that's why I put up the announcement thing, Sue. When did I put that up? Around noon? Can't remember now.
Noon, one.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Been up
glad
for
you're
a
here.
while, yeah.
Good you made it. Penny says, maybe I'm wrong. I don't have any idea. I was joking. But I imagine they are majority sugar.
Oh yeah, of course they are.
Yeah. So I don't remember the last
Big
time I had a
tart in a marshmallow.
No.
marshmallow. Maybe last year.
I can't remember the last
I
time
haven't
I
had
had
a marshmallow in a long time either.
I don't remember.
Anna says, what made you start with horsemanship? Oh yeah, and Sue says, glad to see Jen.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Not David though. Just kidding.
I'm leaving.
I'm out of here.
She's not glad to see
Once
me
I
either.
get my, what do you call them? My
She's
shot?
only glad to see you, Jen.
My chasers.
My chaser. Once my chaser's down, I'm out.
Yeah.
Is that a 70s, 80s term? Use chasers, or do people still
No,
use that
it's very
term?
sort of proper, I think, because you would have like a whiskey with a something chaser.
Chaser.
You know what I mean? It's very sort of more grown up, I think. I think it's very eloquent versus like, give me a shot of some vodka.
Yeah.
That's sort of my level of maturity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Never had a chaser. Or like a whiskey with like a bit of water.
Well, this is, yeah. This is a chaser.
Look, he's even smashing his 1.5 inch bag. Spoilt. Spoilt is what he is. Well, anyway, so Anna's question's a kind of a difficult one.
Really?
In a way, I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, the best way to put it is I just made a decision one day. Like, well, this is what I'm doing. But
You had gone for horse riding lessons or something too, leading up to this. Didn't you?
yeah,
To
I
or
did.
Ignite, or to ignite some kind
But I could have taken some different pathways. I mean, I could have.
That's what I think. I always think Willow. The reason that you've ended up here is black horses
I
are
see.
owned, and then people started giving you answers, and you didn't accept those answers or the idea of it. So you started, as always, learning, doing research on your own, and you came up with your own path.
I can do this
Yeah.
better.
I have different questions and different answers, and I'm not satisfied with being told to me is okay for this horse. And fought for a better life for your horse, and ended up here. A better life for lots of horses.
That was a loud truck. Well, it's a good point.
Good try.
I know. This road is so noisy. Well, if only we could Fireside down at the other end of the property.
With all the mosquitoes.
All mosquitoes. Yeah, right. Oh well. It's true. The roundabouts, let's say 11 years ago, I took a horse riding lesson. It's good 11 years ago for sure. Yeah. You think it's longer or shorter?
Shorter.
Shorter?
I mean, it's possible.
No, it was about 11 years ago.
I feel like my mind's just getting a little bit blown though, but
Yeah, 11 years.
Haley wasn't even around?
No.
I thought she was. Yes.
10 years ago, fine.
9.
No,
Yes.
no, because she's almost 11 now. It's just before she was 1. Yeah.
Whatever.
10 years for sure. 10 years. For sure.
Okay.
Decade.
It's not a decade.
10th of a century.
Nope.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no
Yeah.
way. I know this, but it's fine.
Well, I've got pictures somewhere.
Uh-huh.
I shall search them out.
Do it. And you go, oh no, I'm drinking my oat juice again.
10 years ago.
Whatever.
Not 11. We'll agree that it's not 11.
Definitely not 11 nor 10, but 9. Yes. Yeah.
I wonder how many people are hassling me in the comments like, oh, look at this guy. He's such a dum-dum.
This guy, what?
Doesn't he know how to tell time?
No, everybody has that where you think something is something.
I know.
Yeah. It's so common.
I think that's something like, I can't remember what, but either this is a deja vu or I had this sort of exact debate with somebody else. No, David, it was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure it was 5.
Yeah.
No, it was 3.
It became a running joke in my family that they used to claim that I was abducted by aliens because I would forget what had happened because my parents had been separated. So you'd rotate Christmases.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, just last year with Dad. They're like, no, that was 2 years ago. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, that was when you were with the aliens, obviously, because I would be adamant. Like, no. So yeah, I think it happens to everyone. And I think the older you get, the more it happens.
Yeah.
Because when we were sailing once, I said, oh, I used to go to camp out here somewhere around here. We found it. We actually found Anvil Island, which is a tiny little Dovdom Island where I went to camp when I was a kid. And I said, oh, that was a few years ago, like 20, 30. You know, whoa, let's just stop counting how many years ago that was. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah.
The big slide.
Yes, yeah, that's where, and I just impressed all my daycare kids the other day because somebody said we were coloring. We colored a jellyfish, and they said, oh, jellyfish can sting. And I said, oh, I've been stung by a jellyfish. What?
And you're still alive?
In real life? I said, yeah, in real life, I got actually stung by a jellyfish. Where? I said, in the water. I went down a big slide. And I lapsed down onto a giant jellyfish and stung me from my ankle up to my armpit.
Here at that summer
Apple
camp?
Island, yeah.
Wow.
It's just in Howe Sound.
Yeah.
So, just north of Horseshoe Bay.
Oh, okay.
In between Horseshoe Bay and the other side where they filmed Beachcombers and stuff. What's that?
Gibson's.
Molly's Reach and stuff.
Yeah.
Gibson's, yes.
Yes,
Gibson's.
yes.
Yeah, Molly's Reach is a restaurant, but
We went there too.
Have
yeah,
you
we
been
went there as well. Yeah.
We went to Gibson's.
We sailed there at nighttime.
Yeah.
And the
Didn't
first
we?
thing I did
Or was it daytime? Was it
It
daytime?
was daytime.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Because we got ice cream. And
We stayed somewhere
I
there.
tried to stay here. He had ice cream and he always licks mine. And
Oh,
so
you
I'm
don't?
like, oh, I'll steal
never do
yours.
that.
And I licked it. I was like, and he's like, oh, it's banana. I was like, oh my God, who buys banana ice cream?
bought banana ice
It's
cream.
so disgusting.
I don't think so.
Yeah, yes, you did.
I don't remember that.
And I was just like, bleh. That's exactly what I did. He was laughing.
Sounds like a bad
Well,
dream.
we
Like,
were only there in the day. We didn't stay overnight. We were staying on the boat.
Yeah, didn't we stay up in a little bay?
We camped there.
We didn't stay at Gibson's. Gibson's, you can't stay there. You can go across the way, or you can go up north. It's one of the other little islands there and stay in a little bay in there.
There was a bachelor party. Remember, there was an entire boat of boys all dressed as fairies. They came off this little boat, and they had fairy wings and fairy skirts. Huge guys, all, and clearly just a bachelorette party, like a bachelor
party.
Wait, have you guys looked at the stars?
A bachelorette party. Yeah. Oh, it was hilarious. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Stars are amazing tonight.
Yeah, that was a fun. I love sailing. Oh man, I love sailing.
Yeah, sailing's good. It's enjoyable. I'll get back to that one day once I get rid of all my horses.
I'll get back to that. One I love.
So yeah, I got into horses. I guess the best way to put it is I took some lessons some odd years ago. Undetermined amount of years, somewhere around 10 years ago. I liked it. I thought it was fun, did it more and more. And then the teacher at the time said, you know, you should just get your own horse if you're going to ride this much. And so I did. That horse had a lot of problems. And it pushed me on a path of understanding that there's a lot of people out there that have no idea what they're talking about, but stand in a position that they know what they're talking about. And it really bothered me. It bothers me to this day. And so I knew that I wanted to be somebody that could provide good, proper, scientific, understandable information about horses, answer questions that people have. I have a little bit of a natural teaching tendency. I've always been in a position of teaching. And it just sort of naturally went that way. I mean, I had my own business at the time. As a programmer and motion graphics and video editor, creator as well, which obviously I've carried forward. And so then it kind of came to me that I knew I wanted to have my talents carry forward to the next thing. And how could I do that? So yeah, it wasn't too long before I quit my first company and started up my second company, which is this one right now. So Chris says, yes, it's hard. I have lost 2 that I grew up with. That's hard, eh? It's hard. I'm not looking forward whatsoever to losing any of my horses. I think I'll be a wreck. You guys won't hear from me for a while. Brenda's going, good night. Thanks, Graham, for being you. Well, thank you for being you too. Appreciate you popping in. If you see this later, you may or may not. Chris says they died of old age. That's good. That's nice. That's good. Penny says she missed Jen's laugh.
I know.
How lovely. How lovely.
I know I'm cool.
We have a second Sue here. Says, hey, y'all.
Y'all.
Just got home. Looks cozy there. It is quite cozy here. This fire is toasty. I'm pretty sure it's getting close to about 10 degrees outside. When you walked away, when you went over that way, was it much colder?
It's cooler.
Yeah, it's cooler. Probably like 10 degrees.
Yeah.
12 degrees Celsius. The fire is fantastic.
When you step away from here, t-shirt, you need something more.
Need a sweater?
You might not, but.
Not me, man. I feel very cozy here. This is my favorite spot ever. Yeah, Carla says that Jen makes her laugh.
Yeah.
She makes me laugh too. She comes up with some funnies once in a while that are funny.
Would you?
Oh, jeez. Penny says, I grew up going to camp on the Chesapeake Bay. Sea nettles were a scourge. What's a sea nettle?
Sea nettle.
I don't know.
Is that a plant or an animal?
Is that a plant or an animal? Kept huge jugs of ammonia on the swimming dock.
Oh, wow. Yep.
I would imagine a nettle is a plant, eh?
Sounds like a plant. But ammonia?
June says, who was your first horse? Great question. And Penny says, who was the very first person you learned about horses from? Well, we won't bother going back to my childhood because I hated horses when I was a kid because I had a bad experience at a camp where a horse just rode me into a tree. It was a prickly, uncomfortable tree that it just rode me into. And there I sat on top of this horse trying to get it to go anywhere, and it didn't give a crap about me and just stood there. Oh, sea nettles are small stinging jellyfish. Ammonia takes away the sting. That I'm aware of.
Bay. That's the East Coast, is it?
Chesapeake Bay is on the East Coast. Yeah, I think.
What must be in urine, which is why they say pee on a jellyfish.
Yeah.
Although I did have that done to me.
What was I saying?
Didn't do any of that.
Oh yeah,
Summer camp horse.
Summer camp. Yeah. Anyways, forget about that. The first person I actually learned anything from was a lady that was not very far from here. She was a teacher at a small school that was just at a sort of a place that was out of the way, not too far, actually quite close to here even, but it's long gone now. It's long been sold off and whatnot. But and she taught me how to ride in an arena, taught me a little bit about horses, and then we went on trail rides, and I just loved it. So the first horse that I ever bought, D. David, I think going to sleep. Thank you, Graham, Jen, and David, for one of the most delightful fireside chats ever. Well, just you wait till the next one. And Sue says she can't see us at all. It's just the fire. Yeah, it's pretty darn dark.
Like that's either UFO or plane.
I don't know. We're not going to turn any lights on. It's lovely for us here. I'll get up and see what. I wonder how close I can get. Let's just, if you can't see us anyways, you might as well put the fire.
What about heat damage on your iPhone?
I don't know. I don't even have an iPhone. Apple sucks. Just kidding.
Oh, sorry. Your Android.
Here, I'll tell you what. We'll put it here, and then I'll zoom in a little bit, and whoa. Okay, that's a bit much.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, everybody. There is your fire.
And I'd be like, ooh, finally, I've seen something cool.
Okay, it's not a plane.
There, is that better? Hopefully that's better.
At least my stars and everything. It's all in it.
Shooting stars are
I never
lovely.
saw stars for 20 years living downtown Vancouver.
What? Honestly?
You don't see stars? You don't?
Oh, wow. Even by Stanley Park? Whereabouts were you?
I was right downtown. No, the city lights.
Yeah,
basically.
I guess.
There's like the hum of the city. So
There's quite a few shooting stars tonight, I think.
It's always white light.
I think I've seen a couple so far.
What? Don't say that.
Well, there was one over there.
No, that's a plane.
No, obviously that's a plane, but I think I saw one. But if we put on a time lapse, I bet we'd catch quite a few tonight. And the moon's coming up. It's just a little sliver at the moment. That'd probably be pretty lovely once it comes over. Yeah. Anyhow, first horse was a thoroughbred, an old thoroughbred that had a lot of problems with her feet that I tried to fix, but did not have the environment nor the knowledge to completely fix them. She ended up getting injured by another horse, which put her onto her front feet more because it was her back leg that was kicked, and it was too much. She over abscessed, and it was just better to put her down. So sad, hard. I was there for the putting down part and the hauling away part, and as morbid as it may sound, me being the very sciencey person that I am, I have her front feet in the freezer for studying at a time when I know more. I'm waiting on my knowledge to be enough. But I also don't think I have the tools to, I want to take, I don't know if anybody's going to care, but David asks, are you not there yet or something? I said, well, I think I could understand quite a bit, but I think that there's some information that's not out there yet on how to properly dissect or understand a dissection of a problem. And so I haven't put a lot of time into understanding that in the last little while. I've been much more in the horsemanship area. And it takes a lot of time to study these things. I do know an awful lot, granted. I've spent a lot of time before, and I've done a lot of dissections. We have piles of bones here. But I really do want to split one in half and preserve it, and I want to open up the other. Probably the one that's abscessed and fallen apart. I think I would just take that one apart. And the other one we'll cut in half and take a look, because her bones were heavily deformed inside of her feet. We do know that through x-rays. I have the x-rays for it, which is from my same vet who literally told me at the time, do you want me to sell you a sound horse? I will never forget that line. You know, I've got a few horses that I could sell you that are actually sound, you know, and it's the truth. She was, yeah, she wasn't sound, and she was very, very poor for it, and there really wasn't going to be anything we could do. If I had this place and the knowledge I have now, I think that I could recover her to just pasture level.
Yeah.
And she probably would have lived, you know, reasonable amount of time longer. She wouldn't have been overly active, but you never know. She might have got a little bit further along.
She was,
But I think by now she probably passed on either way and just been in too much pain. And
She heavily raced.
I don't know what her racing career was. Well, I never found that
we
out.
tried to find out, but we
Her
tried to find
tattoo
the
was
tattoo,
too.
and it was too.
Yeah, it was too worn out. Yep. So it was sad. Yeah, it was sad. It was hard because we tried so hard to fix, tried so hard to do things that would repair, and there was some great progress, and then she got kicked.
Shamounties.
Even that's pretty hot.
Okay, I think we're back. I brought the phone back a little further. Hopefully, we're good. We're back.
I had a friend.
Okay, so I don't think I had said much more, but essentially it was just, yeah, a loss overall. So that was the first horse. Luke was the second.
Okay, back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back. It came back on. It cooled down pretty quick.
Yeah, and Luke spent time with Willow. They were together.
Yeah, Luke and Willow. Willow was the other horse. They had time together and they got on okay, I think.
They were great.
Yeah, we have pictures and video of Willow. I've never put anything up,
I don't
but
think I've ever seen a picture.
no, I don't really talk about it much.
I know.
Beautiful thoroughbred.
She was pretty good looking,
I
yeah.
have a picture of her in my kitchen. I was riding her. Yeah.
It's true, you do.
Yeah, I got a picture frame that said like best mom, and one of the pictures was me riding Willow on the deck. Yeah, she was pretty big.
Yeah, she was tall.
Very
Yeah,
bad. And the dark brown, sort of like.
she was very dark.
Like
Yeah.
when Luke is dark, that's
Yeah.
what she looked like. That beautiful dark. Oh, she was a lovely horse.
Penny says, "Sorry for your loss." Thanks, Penny. Loss stays with you. I was just wondering when David asked, could damage come from racing at her at such a young age? I can't even watch thoroughbred racing. Yes, thoroughbreds and standardbreds are raced at a very young age, way too young. It should be considered horse abuse, but there are not enough people who are fighting against it. But racing them at 2 or 3 years old is just cruel, and it sets their feet up to be, because they're shod poorly quite often, trimmed poorly quite often. I'm not going to say always, but quite often, and then raced when their bones aren't ready for it, their muscles aren't ready for it, their brains aren't ready for it. They're just for money. It's all for money. Yes, 100% her feet are much worse for her younger life and set up to fail. So it's a shame. I don't know it for sure, but that's what I think.
Yeah.
And proof's in the pudding, obviously. And when I got her, she was shod. And then I had somebody who was shoeing her. And I said, there's something really wrong here. I've done a couple of videos on her, actually on her feet. They are in the library somewhere. And I've talked about her a bit. And I posted pictures. And done a couple of clinics here on how to understand hoof care and stuff. And she is one of the examples I use of how to recognize that something is really wrong. Ask questions. So, let's see. LM Otterson says, you can hardly see each other when you're sitting around a campfire. Oh, I miss camping. Haven't been in a couple of years. It's true. I can't barely see. I mean, if I take my eyes away from the fire and let them adjust.
Oh, I can see both of you.
I can barely see David. I can see Jen.
I can see.
David's kind of in the shadows.
Yeah,
I
David's
can only
in.
see half your face. Well, I can see your face.
He's a ninja. June says, sorry for the loss. Thank you. Yes, she is. It was sad. So that's the way it goes. We're going to see them all go. Yeah, LM Otterson. That's always the worst part of being a horse owner, when you lose them. Yeah, it is absolutely going to be the worst part. I can't think of a worse part. You know, it sucks. They're there, and then they're not there, and you got to get rid of them somehow. Some people have properties they can put their horses in, but plenty of times you got to call up the person that hauls them away in a trailer. And it's it's not the easiest process. They can't just pick them up and gently put them in anywhere. They got to just drag them in. So it's a big deal. Let's see. DD David says, I thought DD David had gone to bed. But you're not. Cool. I have heard that thoroughbreds have been bred without much regard for soundness of feet. Genetics predispose them to notoriously poor feet. I don't believe that, personally. I can't prove either way. I don't think they've been bred for any particular feet. But I do believe they are set up from the get-go to have bad feet. And what am I looking up at the sky? Can you see a streak up there, or is it just me? Do you see it, like through the trees?
Nope.
No. And I can see.
It's moving. I don't know what it is.
Without glasses. Are you sure, Graham?
Like it's through the trees. You can see it. It's a big streak.
No, I totally see it.
What is that?
Yep, I don't know. And it's moving slowly, right there. No, over this way.
It passes through the trees. It's a big streak.
Yep.
Weird, right?
Oh, yeah.
You guys thought I was drinking too much.
Well,
Just gotta trust me. UFO, says Carla. So no, I don't believe that thoroughbreds necessarily are bred with bad feet. I think that foals being born in very soft environments where they don't get to grow their feet hard, trimmed at a young age in a poor way, shod at a very young age, generally probably in a poor way, just set them up to have bone loss, have cartilage loss, have poor ligaments, and poor structure in their feet. And they're not allowed to just kind of grow up and grow hard feet and grow strong, tall feet. So that's what I think. I don't know. I'm not part of that world, thank God. What are you guys mumbling about over there?
nothing.
The UFO. Oh,
It is probably a UFO because it's an unidentified flying object. We did not identify it.
no, and it's gone now.
It's gone now, right? I wonder if it was, well, it isn't, but there was a rocket that had come down. It's a Chinese rocket that had come down.
Oh, well, debris was falling.
Yeah,
out
they'd
of the
fallen.
sky,
That's a long
right?
while ago, but I wonder if it was something like that that is coming out of the sky.
What would leave
A big
light
trail like
trail
that? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Some kind of satellite or rocket or...
Not a jet, not a plane.
Oh, it is weird. Oh,
Superman.
maybe we'll hear about it. But actually, I was surprised. I had read an article that the Chinese had put a rover on Mars. So they're right behind NASA or SpaceX.
There is
That's
a
on
rover
SpaceX.
on Mars, or
Yeah.
it's en route to Mars?
No, they landed.
Huh.
Amazingly enough, they're second. Science.
That sucked, eh?
Space science.
Like a month or two behind. It's like years and years of preparing.
We could have been first.
And you're like a month off.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Somebody went on vacation. Somebody went on vacation, and the manager's like, I just need to take a quick vacation. I'll be back. And put them behind a month.
man, now the Americans are number one again.
L.M. Anderson says a meteor shower is usually active between April 19th and May 28th every year.
That was an immediate.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a meteor. It was pretty slow moving,
Yeah.
but it was a long streak. So
And it was wide too. It
was
wasn't
very
like a
weird,
narrow
yeah.
streak. It was fairly thick.
I mean,
like I said, I've already seen a couple shooting stars, so I would not be surprised if it was.
shooting.
No G on that.
I
one.
know, just shooting.
Settle down, folks. Settle down.
Wow, where's your gun?
Rootin' tootin'
Seeing them
shootin'.
as shooting stars.
It's a lovely night without all the complaints. That's for
You're
sure.
always complaining, so that's good.
The
Right.
nitpickiness
You're
of
not speaking.
communications around this joint.
That was not a shooting star.
That
Carla
was
says it was
not-
Batman.
or was it shooting?
I think Carla's
I
right.
said Superman.
I believe it's Superman more
It's
than a
Superman.
shooting star.
Yeah. Shooting.
Yeah, I do. I think it was a meteor burning up. It did look like that if I were
Oh,
to
yeah.
identify it.
I would say
Yeah, but it was very slow moving, which is fantastic, which is quite big.
It's that.
It was big.
well, it had to be something
Yeah. Space debris.
space debris.
Let's put it that way. We've identified it. It is no longer a UFO. Is it an?
Not
It's an.
identified.
It's an
Do you
IFO.
understand what identifying
I identified it, no problem.
did not?
Unidentified flying
This is a-
It's just
identification
as
was
identified
applied.
as it was before.
There's too much
You
arguing.
made a guess.
This channel's for happy people.
We're all laughing.
We're all happy that you don't know how to identify something.
It's all right. It's all right. Everything's
That's
okay.
in your identification.
It's okay. It's all right. Everybody's okay. It's all good. Why do you keep banging on that log, though? That one of us is gonna have a problem with that. Stop it.
Make me.
Everybody says it's annoying. Look,
Somebody said it.
5 people said that's really annoying.
That is not true. Pinocchio again.
They're too
Uh,
We're too
it's 10:43 here.
Time for
Is
biddies. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Bedtime.
Carla says she's laughing. She thinks we're funny. She's getting cracked up.
We didn't even pull out any jokes.
Jokes?
Right.
Jokes.
Ah, we do need some jokes.
I heard a joke, but
Oh,
You heard a joke?
yeah, but
Tell us the joke.
it's okay. It's 10:45 now.
okay, so a
Don't
guy
screw it up.
walks into Starbucks and looks over at the barista and says, "Hey barista, why are you wearing that mask?" And the barista says, "It's not a mask, it's a coffee filter." As in coughing.
Oh.
Oh.
Boo.
I hope somebody's laughing out there.
Boo. New
Yeah.
joke, new joke.
Okay.
It's a joke. I like it.
I thought I read it somewhere
That's
yesterday
funny.
online, and I thought, this is
Ah, sure you did. Sure.
not many. I didn't.
David's
make it
sitting
up.
in his truck. He's sitting in.
I
He's
didn't
like,
make it up.
I'm in my joke truck. I'm gonna make up a joke now.
No, because I thought, not everybody would get that if they heard that a
Yeah.
coffee filter.
That sucks.
Well, Do something better.
So crazy. This is a happy child for happy people. Your joke
Your joke.
sucks.
Your
Well, I
joke
wasn't
sucks.
sure if even, if it was
Are we
the
allowed
right
to make
time.
COVID jokes? I know,
jokes.
yeah. Is it
There's
too soon?
there's got to be COVID jokes out there.
I don't think it's too soon.
It's not too soon.
Yeah.
We need to
Now they're
laugh
going on
a little.
summer number 2.
Humor's required. Yeah,
Yeah.
humor's required for these
Laugh
things.
some, and if it's,
Carlos says try again. Oh, Maureen says this is a good one.
Yeah.
What a nice lady. She's so friendly
There's
and
only
nice.
one, eh? It's funny how I said I thought it was funny, and he's like,
Oh, you're a very
only the
nice.
person on the internet is
You're a
nice.
very nice
You're
lady.
nice. Nice
Yeah, but you
lady.
genuinely found it funny though, so.
Yeah, I did actually.
It wouldn't even be you being nice, you were just being you. Honest, truthful. Why do you keep banging on all the logs?
Because I like the sparks. Remember how we made a video about this?
Yeah, but it looked better than that.
Either way, I liked it. Why would you ask?
I wonder
me
if the internet can hear the frogs.
I don't know. Ask them.
That's a lot of frogs.
It's breeding season.
And yet there's only one in the pond, weirdly enough.
I know. I feel sorry for that guy or girl.
So make some friends,
He's
man.
got a bunch of friends. You can't be sitting there all day and all night.
He's just solo, man. He's like, I don't need that noise. I like my own quiet little pond. I mean, it's not like he couldn't find them if he wanted to. They're pretty loud.
He would be able to find them
Yeah.
Do frogs have good hearing?
sitting on the rock.
That's an interesting question.
They must if they're squawking like that. They
Yeah,
obviously
it's
use their
true.
ears.
Yeah, but they're so loud, they're probably deaf.
Yeah,
You know, it's like talking to somebody that's partially deaf. You're like, why are you talking so
Somebody
loud?
Google that out there.
Somebody
Frogs
Google the
hard
frog
of
problem.
hearing.
Oh, Penny says she can hear the frogs.
Oh, cool.
That's insane. These microphones are amazing.
All right, well, that piece is
You could probably hear all the banging on the logs too. It's like being part of a construction crew or something. Why didn't you dig a hole while you're at it? We could start up a machine or something like that.
Do you think whining produces anything? What does that actually accomplish in our world? Just whining and
Pure
nitpicking,
happiness.
tyrannical behavior.
Oh, that's a good word.
That's your new name.
I think we should just enjoy the frogs.
Coming on a coffee cup. I can see
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah. And
Or a
the shirt.
t-shirt.
Hey, we're trying to listen to the frogs.
Thump, thump, thump.
Keep talking. See what happens.
Oh, it's an owl.
That was an owl.
How was it, Jenny?
Did you say a Jenny?
A Jenny, yeah. The meeting called a Jenny. Wood on wood.
Is it working?
Quiet, everybody quiet.
Then go to bed if you want quiet.
No. We don't want the frogs.
What? Why do frogs get you so excited now?
They're not. They're just lovely to listen to.
Why?
And the owl.
Listen to that.
The banging is not peaceful.
A dog of some sort.
There's a dog over there.
Yeah, right there. We heard it.
Not the next door dog, though.
No.
Which is good.
It's not violent.
Owl's kind of cool.
Jennies are pretty cool too. Then we catch them outside once in a while. You gotta kick it while you can.
The coals look good. I like the coals.
Jenny's coals, no touchies. Look away. It comes from stick banging that you don't approve of.
Yeah.
I just love wood and washer and fire. I am a
All
walking,
the
talking element.
elements.
I was just gonna say, I should have been in the movie Fifth Element.
Fire.
Yes. Water makes me so happy. Ugh. Water is amazing. The sound of water, the feel of water, like in your fingertips.
All right, you crackers. It's 11 o'clock, almost.
Oh, well, we've been telling you that for a while while you've been going on about your
I haven't been talking about anything. I've been very quiet.
frogs. UFOs.
Penny says, "Where's Zeus?" That guy is sleeping for sure. Goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Zeus is getting older. He stays inside a lot more now, and he can't really hear well. I can easily walk by him without him waking up at all.
Same as Pike now. He could be right there next to me on the couch, and I can get up off the couch, and he won't even notice.
No, David's dog and Pike and Zeus are the same age, and they're both just getting to a point where they're old enough to just, mostly sleep the day away. Not always. I mean, Zeus is out and about. He comes out. He'll be in a video tomorrow, but he doesn't go very far. He's not as full of energy as he used to, but
same as Pike. They still live pretty good lives.
They're pretty good, though.
This is my life. It's two families, but
How old are they? They're 14 now, right?
14, yeah.
Yeah, 14 years old. Penny says, how old? It's 2 o'clock in some parts of the planet right now.
Aww.
so excited to see her, but her face makes me laugh.
So, yeah, I don't expect that. I guess we'll have our dogs too much longer.
No.
We're stuck with
His
horses.
last birthday.
Think so?
Maybe one more.
Maybe one more?
Yeah, when are they supposed to? Like, Zeus is the summer. He'll turn.
Pike's June 7th. June 21st.
Oh, yeah, you know. See, we got Zeus for Thanksgiving, so he's born like August-ish.
Yeah. So like
by October, he was allowed to be out.
15 to 17, I think, is sort of a standard wiener dog.
Really?
His breed apparently is actually, he's far outlived it. I didn't know that.
Australian cattle dog?
Yeah. Looked it up. And then same with the Maltese. I can't remember which one had the longer. But
I'm not sure what I'll do when Zeus goes. Probably take a little break. You guys might not hear from me for a little bit.
Yeah, the part that freaks me out the most is when I'm going to have to walk back into my house for the first time. And
To be quieter.
so quiet.
no.
Yeah.
That's what worries me the most.
Yeah, it's
The fact that him being gone.
Yeah.
The spooky, eerie quiet of that.
Yeah. Yep. You'll think you heard something like, oh, there's my... Oh, nope.
Or
No
I'll
dog.
look for him
Yeah.
Yeah.
just out of habit,
Yeah.
where he would pop up sort of in my normal day-to-day
Yeah.
life, you know. I open the fridge, I expect he's going to be there like that.
What kind of food you taking out?
Is there cheese?
Any cheese.
Yeah. Is there cheese coming out?
Yeah.
That's it. The crinkle crinkle of the cheese.
That plastic sound.
Yeah.
Whatever
Oh,
gets
yeah.
wrapped in. Yeah, sometimes I don't even eat cheese because I can't stand the drama of
The dog hassling you? The dog's gonna bug me. I'm definitely not buying cheese. Yeah, this store. Like, should I buy this food? My dog will bug me. I'm buying apples.
That's hilarious.
Fruits and veggies just for me.
It's not even worth the drama.
No dairy,
That's the
no
best.
cookies,
I won't even enjoy this.
no
Well,
bacon.
No, I will buy everything I want to buy.
Let's cook it secretly. Wait till he's sleeping and he can't hear it. Zeus can smell me. I'm actually walking around him today and he couldn't hear me, but he woke up and he's like, he's sniffing around and I was right behind him. So I just poked him with my foot. Like, I'm right here, man. Poor little guy.
Well, when I came here, I had that bone in Ziploc bag.
Oh, yeah.
And I was playing with them, and I just put it on the picnic table. We got close to the picnic table,
He's like,
and he stopped.
Wait
dead
a
in his
minute.
tracks.
Yeah.
Just went.
His nose works well.
and
yeah.
looked right up at the picnic table,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
he jumped up on his back legs to look up on
Yeah.
the top of the picnic
Yes,
table.
please.
And
What's going on here?
Eyes and ears don't work so well. Maureen's gone to sleep. We're going. Oh, Patricia here. Hello, Patricia. Haven't seen you here in a little while. But Maureen's gone to bed or going to bed. Good night. And we are also going to say good night.
I will
Yeah.
tonight.
It's late,
bedtime.
but it's been absolutely wonderful having everybody here. Great questions, great conversations, lovely thoughts and feelings across the across the board of talking about, you know, passing animals and whatnot. It's been great. Tomorrow though, not editing tonight, people. So, and I didn't get anything done today because I was trying to get something else done, but it didn't work out. So I haven't done tomorrow's the stuff of today, which was all the boys in the arena. But we'll get that out hopefully sometime in the afternoon, maybe earlier. We'll see how the morning goes. But it's been wonderful. It's really nice doing Fireside Chess. We definitely have to try to do this more often.
Yeah.
It's great. I
Yeah.
had a great time.
It's really good.
Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's good to have you here. Thanks for bringing snacks. Snacks are great.
You have snacks to wake up to tomorrow.
Snacks to wake up to. Yeah, the fire has been fantastic. It's such a nice, warm thing to have.
Jen's cold.
That's all good. But, yeah. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Hope everybody has a good sleep. For everybody who stayed up super late. For everybody on the other side of the planet that's just chilling out. Hope you guys have a great day. Life always happens when we are making other plans. In a way, it does. Carla says, thanks to everybody. Me, Jen, and David. Thank you, Carla, for popping in and being so alive in this chat. It's been wonderful. So many. You know what one of the things that I really want to be thankful for is so many positive comments. And Carla, you're a big part here. You just, so much support, encouragement, compliments, positivity. I'm really happy to be part of this community. I'm really happy that we're all part of it.
Yeah, we all are.
And growing. It's just continuously growing. So it's wonderful. Ma says good night. Sue says good night. Penny says good night. Good night, everybody. June, good night. It's a great night to spend. It has been wonderful. We'll definitely be doing this again as the temperature has gone up. We can actually be outside in the evening this late and have a nice toasty fire for everybody to enjoy. Patricia says, missed the fireside. Don't worry, we've got it all recorded. I've been there with my Beck's beer, my favorite. Really enjoyed as I always do. Kindest regards, Patricia. 3 X's. Well, thank you, Patricia, for popping in. It's wonderful having you around. And you too are just absolutely great, wonderful, warm comments that whenever I read them, I just think, yep, that is Patricia. Just saying nice, lovely things. So, but everybody here it's just been fantastic. It's contagious, you know? So, very thankful. Very, very thankful. Patricia's excited. I'm on live. Yes, you are. Okay, but we are settling in now for the night. We're going to all shut down. And so, you know, thanks everybody for popping and hanging out. Questions have been good. Conversations have been good. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Penny says it starts at the top. Thanks, Penny. Very wonderful. There's countless people. I can't even. Penny, thank you. Jen, what are you doing? Jen's chucking coals at David. See, it's just a great day here.
3rd degree burn.
Great.
Sounds like he almost escaped.
Yeah, David will be hobbling out of here. There's coals in my shoes. It hurts, but I gotta go. Thanks, Penny. You too. Very encouraging. Wonderful. Full of positivity. Hopefully this fireside has been as wonderful for everybody as it has been for us, because I know it's been just great. We've really enjoyed it. So thank you everybody for being here. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow. With the boys, all 4 of them. All right. Night for now.